right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Time Attack. We are in the house. Yeah, what's up, Divine Hood gang? Thank you for being here. Time Attack, thank you for modding. Thank you for being here. John Shanks, what's up? Good to see you in here. R Pink, let's go, man. Thank you for being here, and thank you for modding as well. T&B Willa, good to see you as well. Good to see you're fired up. We are getting a little bit of price action today. Newbie Crypto O, what is up, man? Welcome in. And Brother Nature Joe, what is up? Guys, Bitcoin did reject yesterday from our key Fibonacci channel. Another test of our key Fibonacci channel. Another rejection of our key Fibonacci channel. And we dropped to our local support level. And on Monday's low, we had that internal SFP coming down to barely tap into our golden pocket. It was a golden pocket we were looking at. And from that area, we pushed up and made new highs. We pushed up, made new highs, grabbed the liquidity above the highs. And after that, though, we started to dump here. And yesterday, the FOMC meeting yesterday was really interesting, guys, because in some ways, the summary of economic projections was a little bit more bullish overall than September's summary of economic projections. They're projecting higher GDP in the year 2027 than expected in September. But also, we did have some bearish factors in that event as far as our immediate kind of short term, the next few months here. There was pretty much a guaranteed rate cut in January, January, they were looking at pretty much a rate cut there, 25 basis point rate cut. And Jerome Powell came out yesterday and said, we're not sure. We're at a good level to pause, and we might pause and wait for the data. He also talked about, because of the government shutdown, the data that comes in November and December, CPI, inflation data, jobs data, is going to be less reliable. And what that means is uncertainty. And one thing that the market hates is uncertainty. So uncertainty about a rate cut now in January, and uncertainty about if the data is going to be bad. And Jerome Powell kind of gave us a hint that he thinks it's going to be bad, because he said, this data could come in worse than expected, but it's non-reliable data. It's not going to be as reliable as their normal data. So he said pretty much we're data dependent. We're going to wait to see what the data says, but pretty much they're waiting for like December to January's data to really make a move. So if they're not getting that data until much later, they might hold off on that rate cut in January and pause in January, which would be considered somewhat bearish for risk on assets. And I think that is what that little bit of uncertainty is what caused this dump yesterday, along with some technicals as well. But we are coming down to local support. We were looking at the support, a naked daily point of control in here. And then it was an SFP of the lows from yesterday. And we did come down. We did grab that earlier today in the Discord. I did say, guys, we were looking at somewhat of a flat correction in here, and let's watch for one more drop here. I still do think we could make a much bigger drop down to 87.5K, between 87.5 and 87K. But right now we're seeing a nice bounce. I will say this. Let me go into this right now. This bounce that we're seeing right now is a short squeeze. And we know what happens with short squeezes. As soon as they're done, if new money doesn't step in here, we could get a drop right back down. I'm going to go into that in just a second here. But let me pop back into the chat. Swift Rush V1, welcome in. Dr. X, welcome in as well. Massey33, thank you for being here, and good afternoon to you. Olive Ray, good afternoon. Jawfield, what is up, man? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Can you take a look at STRK? Yeah, we'll look at STRK. Let's go through Bitcoin real quick, then we'll go through some of the altcoins. Let's move into the order flow real quick here, guys. And this is the 5-minute time frame. Earlier today, while we were coming down, and it was around New York Open, in the morning here, we were seeing this range form. And as this range was forming in the morning, you can see that a lot of shorts were entering the market. And those were new short positions, because your open interest is rising, meaning new positions are opening up. The new positions were short positions. We can see that based off of our CVD here. And so after taking out the low and getting a little internal day liquidity grab, we started to push up here. And primarily this move up that we've seen just recently here is a short squeeze. So you can see, first off, on the swing failure pattern, we did get some long stepping into the market, some fresh, I guess it was more neutral, long, a mixture of long and shorts. But this big move that we're seeing, you can see where the open interest starts dropping. Let me go ahead and lay a vertical line here. And where that open interest really starts dropping here, let's just move that over just a little bit there. You can see that halfway through this pump here, our CVD starts to drastically increase to the upside. That means market longs are coming in. But we know those are not new market longs because your open interest is decreasing here. It's dropping to the downside. So it's late shorters that were shorting this morning in this little range here that are getting squeezed out and stopped out of their positions, causing a forced sell of a short is a market buy. And that's why we saw the CVD increasing here. We're seeing market buys coming in, but it's not new longs that are stepping in. It's late shorters getting squeezed out. This short squeeze here happening now, and this short squeeze could continue up a little bit higher. And what I will say, in the last about 10 minutes or so, we can see now that our open interest is increasing. Actually, the last 20 minutes now, 5, 10, 15, 20, the last 4 candles, our open interest is increasing, and your CVD is starting to rise up a little bit here. So we are seeing some long step in on this little bit of a drop that we saw just right before the stream started. We are seeing some long step in here, but it's not very smart to have long step in at the end of a short squeeze. Now, I'm not saying this short squeeze is over, but this could be a catalyst to bring us back down to, if we don't see more long stepping in, really we want to hold our VWAP that we're above right now. If we can come down, hold our VWAP and see some longs come in around the VWAP, some intraday traders come in and hold, open some long positions, I do think this push to the upside will continue. But if we do lose the VWAP, then we are going to probably see that dump right back down to continue this overall dump from last night. Short term doesn't look too bad, though. We did confirm the 1 hour bull divs. You can see lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum waves, higher lows on the momentum waves. And our money flow has now crossed back over into the green here. You can see on Market Cypher B, it's really hard to see as far as your momentum wave goes, your money flow momentum wave. And NAMI, both NAMI and Market Cypher B are both crossing back into the green after confirming bull divs into support. So we could get a bit of a rise from this. We could get a little bit of a move up here. But this rejection, guys, another key rejection from the Fibonacci channel. And to me, this is just concerning when we come up here and we see kind of these multiple taps of the big resistance. This is our really key level we want to get above and close a daily candle above, is this Fibonacci channel. And seeing these multiple rejections like this, we might soon be about to see a larger dump down here and start an impulse to the downside, flushing out all this liquidity that has been building up here, all this liquidity of these higher lows that has been building up. And this thing could get pretty aggressive here if we do start to lose some support levels. Really, you know, this internal liquidity, yeah, there was liquidity there, but that's not a lot. The big level is going to be down right around 87,600 to about 87,000, where we have a naked daily point of control. And if we don't hold that level, we could see the new lows coming in and impulse down to make new lows. But right now I am still short. I did actually add to my short position from yesterday. Yesterday I added to my short position, so I've compounded that short position, and I am holding that open really all the way down to 78K or lower. I obviously will take some profits at local support levels and then look to compound it. So if we do come down here and bounce from this area or create some sort of consolidation in this area, I'll look to take some profit. And then if we come up in a lower high here, I'll look to re-add. Yes, that's going to bring your average price down, but if we're playing a downtrend, we can take profit on the support levels, compound that short on resistance levels, and just ride the trend to the downside, kind of making one trade and trailing that stop loss to break even every time. So that is still a possibility for me. And the reason also why I think that is, if we zoom out onto the 4 hour chart and we look at this 4 hour chart, first of all, guys, this just looks like a corrective structure to me. This whole structure here looks like a corrective structure. We had a very impulsive dump to the downside from 107K to 80.5K, 107.5 to 80.5K. Multi-$1,000 dump to the downside. A lot of volume increasing on this dump to the downside. And this structure here just looks like a corrective range structure before seeing continuation to the downside here, continuing your overall trend of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And so that is still the highest probability until we can close a daily candle above this Fibonacci channel. I do think that we will continue to see a corrective structure in here and potentially at any time finally in this corrective structure and really start to dump to the downside. Now, could we range in this structure a bit longer? Absolutely, we could. We could still come all the way down to your golden pocket area or to $87,000. We can make another move up and start forming more of a sideways range in this general area after kind of seeing this ascending channel here play out. Or we could even come all the way back down to the bottom of the range. If we pull our volume profile and just look at all the volume of this corrective structure, you know, that value area low is going to be right down near our 87K support level. So absolutely. And then we have that key liquidity that is resting down there as well. That key liquidity from the weekend low, guys. And remember, weekend lows often get taken out. Weekend highs and weekend lows often get taken out. So for me, I am looking at this support level between $87,600 and $87,000 being kind of a key zone of support, where if we are going to continue a larger corrective structure in here before ultimately dumping down, or in a bullish scenario, reclaiming and starting to impulse to the upside, this is this is kind of my key area where I'll be looking to hedge a long position. All right, let me check the chat again here. What's up, y'all? I'm here for Turbo. Yeah, we'll check out John Shanks. We'll check out Turbo as well. Red channel doom scenario. We going to 74K. You know, 74K is the target for the overall bigger correction. Now, this is a high time frame correction, guys, so it's gonna take time. But let's zoom out here onto the 2-day time frame. Now, one of the reasons why I'm looking at potentially taking out the 74K lows and potentially even coming down to 70K is because we did complete our 5-wave impulse to the upside on the weekly time frame. This was our impulse, a very clear, very nice, very technical impulse to the upside of the entire bull market, pretty much. Now, after an impulse ends, and we could say this impulse ended because we broke market structure bearishly on the weekly by breaking this distribution range to the downside and breaking market structure on the weekly bearishly. We came down to 74K. 74K was a very, very key support zone for our bullish channel. You know, we rejected from the top of the channel. We worked our way down, back tested the midline, rejected. We came down to that 74K zone. From that area, from that 74K zone, we pushed up in somewhat of a impulsive structure up to new highs, but those new highs that we made were in a flat zone corrective target. So if we look at that, let's see, where is it? Right here. Between the 1.236 and the 1.382 is your correction for a flat correction. Those are your targets for a flat correction. So we have our A wave down. Our B wave came right up to that corrective zone. And then in a C wave, you're looking for an impulse to the downside. And generally, your C wave is your most explosive volume-filled wave to the downside. It's a strong impulse to the downside, generally ending on a strong amount of volume. And if we look at now, we zoom in here and diagnose this potential C wave to the downside as an impulse. We'll go now quickly to the Coinbase chart here, and we'll look at this. So a couple reasons why I still think this impulse could be playing out to the downside, which will take time to finish, guys. This is on a high time frame chart. But we have our wave 1 to the downside, our wave 2, our internal wave 1, our internal wave 2. We talked about this with that bearish backtest of a very key anchored VWAP. This was our really big first sign of maybe switching overall sentiment from April being a bullish market structure and bullish sentiment to now flipping it and confirming it bearishly by rejecting on the bearish backtest of 107K, which also was the value area high of your macro range where you did reject from that area. And then we saw the big multi-$1,000 dump to the downside from 107K to 80.5K. Let's see, that was quite an aggressive dump, 25% dump, almost a $27,000 dump to the downside on increased volume, by the way. If we look at the volume, big spike in volume as we're dumping to the downside, huge spike in volume on that dump to the downside, and ending in a high amount of volume. Your third wave often will end in a high amount of volume. And then you're looking now, because we had 2 1-2s, we're looking for our 2 4-5s in here. So we have, you know, this all here could be a corrective fourth wave structure before coming down, making a fifth wave. And really the targets, the minimum target for that fifth wave impulse to the downside is taking out your 80.5K lows. So we might see something like this coming down. Now we do have some support, some nice support below us at 78.3 to 77.3. So this could be a fifth wave. Now, this fifth wave might take another 3 weeks to play out. This corrective structure could not be done, and it could take another 3 weeks to play out. After that fifth wave ends, we're expecting a bigger fourth wave in a secondary 4, and then we're looking for our secondary 5 to finish the double 1-2 impulse to the downside. The target of that double 1-2 impulse to the downside is that C wave target of taking out your A wave lows. So that is going to be 74,500. So do I think it's possible to still come down and take out 74,500? Yes, I do. To me, it is still the highest probability. And once again, it's the highest probability because we've lost our entire bull market structure of this Fibonacci channel. Let me go ahead and clean this up real quick. This entire bull market, this Fibonacci channel has been highly, highly respected, calling all-time highs, calling major support levels, calling this was a distribution range, but this was a different area where we were rejecting from a pitchfork. And of course, rejecting here within this distribution range from the entry back within your original channel, which is the 2 pink lines and the white line being the midline. And losing the midline was our first major sign of concern because you can see this midline throughout most of the bull market was holding as support. Yes, we did see some wickage past it, but this is our first time we're seeing multiple weekly candle closes below the midline, and we've even lost the base of the channel. Now, when you lose the base of a channel like this, oftentimes you will bounce from a local support level, come back up, bearishly backtest that, and if you do reject, you can expect new lows below that local low. So far, we are in the past couple of weeks here, 2-3 weeks here. Let me go ahead and zoom in here now. We have not been able to get back above this channel. And if you look at this, 1, 2, kind of 3 tests of this Fibonacci channel, and we are just not able to get back above this Fibonacci channel here. And until we do, this could be the bearish backtest in a corrective structure in here before ultimately coming down and taking out these lows. Because 2 reasons. If you reject on a bearish backtest, you expect to take out your most local lows on high time frames. Also, the Elliott wave theory, rejecting between the 382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. So if we do pull that Fibonacci from the highs of wave 3 to the lows of wave 3, if I can get it, there we go. Between the 0.382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. And sure enough, look at where we're rejecting here, specifically that 0.5 Fibonacci, which looks really, really good. It was also that backtest of the Fibonacci channel. And now we could be about to start to impulse down. Or like I said yesterday, in yesterday's video, if you guys watched yesterday's video, I did say it might be likely that we're going to make one more high here to take out this 94.5K high, because our total market cap was bouncing from a very, very key bottom of a pitchfork. On this pitchfork, if I zoom out to the 2-day time frame, it has guided us through all of 2025 and some of 2024, but we rejected the top of the pitchfork up here in late December of 2024 and created the distribution range up here at the top of the pitchfork. And then, we fell all the way back down, front running the bottom of the pitchfork, but after rejecting from your upper band, creating that distribution range in your upper band rejection, we have fallen now to the bottom of the pitchfork, and we are holding support, and we did expect at least some sort of bounce from the bottom. But from the bottom bounce, now oftentimes, as far as pitchfork trading goes, you'll work your way up to backtest the lower band now, because you can see we kind of fell straight through that lower band in here. No reaction. After we did see a bounce from the top of it here, but after rejecting that, we fell straight through it. So now we're looking for a bearish backtest of that pitchfork band. If we see that bearish backtest and reject, this time we might lose the entire pitchfork structure and see a bigger crash to the downside on the total market cap. So I just want to say, as far as local price action goes, we could see another high or two on Bitcoin and on the total market cap, because we haven't quite come up to backtest the pitchfork yet. And even our local golden pocket above there, we have not come up. Now, if we do hit this golden pocket, it is a bit concerning for our impulse to the downside. If we're looking at this impulse to the downside and we're looking at, kind of that same 1, 2, 1, 2, this is your big third wave, coming up and hitting the golden pocket of the third wave between the highs and the lows of the third wave would invalidate this as a double 1-2 impulse with another 4, another 5, another 4, another 5. So we don't want to hit this, but coming up to backtest the bottom of this band, and rejecting here, this could all still be a fourth wave corrective move in process before seeing a dump in a 5 and losing the pitchfork. So we'll see. You know, it's very possible because of our total market structure, our total market cap, and not actually getting up to resistance yet. I do think we might be able to make another high within this general area. And that means that Bitcoin and the altcoins will start to push up. And it does look like some of the altcoins are pushing up. You know, Solana is very nicely pushing up today. We did fall through our 786 and our value area low of the range, but reclaimed it pretty quickly here. And we're coming back up into that pitchfork band. We do have some local resistance around 137.6 that we can be looking at. Anyways, let's get back to Bitcoin real quick. So, and Bitcoin, we were expecting at least some sort of bounce from this little support level here. Naked daily point of control. It was also the liquidity from Monday's lows. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. So, okay, I went short. ZMX, you went short. Did you go short today or did you go short yesterday? Or if you're in a short, just manage those because it is still possible that we could get one more high and kind of create that like very local kind of 3-tap area in here. Now, I will say it's less likely now that we broke this, what was going to be a range in here that could have formed. Now that we broke that to the downside, we can actually be looking at that, like this general area where the anchored VWAP is about to come in and your prior lows, very locally, these prior lows from yesterday. Because if we do come up to this area, this general area right here and reject, then I do expect continuation to the downside. Also, let's pull a golden pocket from the highs to the lows of highs of yesterday to the lows of today. Yeah, and be aware, guys, between the 382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci is your wave 4 targets. So I want to zoom in onto the 30-minute time frame. And we could still be looking at a 5-wave impulse to the downside that is not complete. You know, with this being a wave 1 here, a wave 2, this all being a wave 3, this could be like a flat in a wave 4 coming up to the 382 or even the 0.5. Now, if you come up to the 0.5, you're going to have overlap. So you don't actually want to break, once again, those lows, those prior lows. Or you don't even want to hit them, really, those 91,556. If you hit those prior lows, then we would have to change this count here. But we could be rejecting right now from this local 382 or even like right above it, that anchored VWAP in a 4 before continuing down in a 5 and maybe coming down to this support. Now, after this 5-wave impulse ends, we would be looking for a corrective move up to a golden pocket 786 area before potentially seeing another impulse down. And this could be all part of a much bigger 5-wave impulse, right? Like say our wave 1 of our much bigger, you know, daily time frame wave 5. This could be a 1, 2, and then we could push all the way down, you know, 3, breaking those 80.5K lows, 4, 5, or ending the impulse on those 80.5K lows, maybe something like this. And then after that, we would look at a much bigger, you know, corrective move that would take probably weeks to play out. You'd want it to be comparable to this corrective structure here, a little bit shorter in time and price, and then another 5 down. That's if the big double 1-2 impulse to the downside is going to play out on the higher time frames. So we are still waiting for more data to develop on the chart, but I just have to say, guys, this to me looks corrective. I mean, it looks a bit corrective here, and the way we ended this dump down here, we did end it with a high amount of volume. Let's go ahead and let me zoom out to the 4-hour chart here. Huge dump, high amount of volume, and this entire push up that we've been seeing so far is on lower volume overall. Yes, we do have some nice spikes in volume inside of it, but overall it's lower volume here. If this was the major low, first of all, you'd want to see some high time frame bull divs. We do not see high time frame bull divs. And you would want to see some nice spikes in volume, especially on this push up right here. This push up, we wanted it really to keep going to break back inside the Fibonacci channel, and you wanted to see some real nice spikes in there. And we're just not seeing that. Okay, Diamond Whale, welcome in, man. And Mind Tapestry, welcome in as well. Perfect timing, sounds clear, charts clear, voice sharp. Awesome. Thank you so much, Mind Tapestry. It's good to see you in here. And Diamond Whale, it's also good to see you, man. I'm doing really well. Andrew, welcome in, man. It's good to see you. Okay, view on ETH. Let's see. Yeah, ETH actually. So if you guys watched my video yesterday on Ethereum, let me just, before we move on to ETH, Bitcoin is coming up to kind of this key level right now. I just want to see how Bitcoin reacts once we get up here. If we haven't quite hit that 382 yet. We're front running it just barely. So I just want to check this out. Let's see how this, okay, now coming up and hitting that 382. I do have to say money flow doesn't look bad right now on the 12-minute. Let's go to the 5-minute chart here. All right, some bear divs potentially developing into this 382, higher highs, lower highs here, but money flow looks good, and money flow looks good on NAMI as well. Let's keep an eye on this over the next few minutes. Now, Ethereum did, if you guys watched my video yesterday on Ethereum, I really wanted to hold, first of all, we have this bigger, let me zoom out to the 4-hour, bigger ascending channel. Now, this ascending channel was created, and let me make this pink for you guys so you can get color coordination here. We, first of all, hit into a major pitchfork support level, the midline of the pitchfork. And remember, the last major rejection was on a bearish backtest of the pitchfork band. And so we were expecting at least some sort of corrective move from this major support level. And to me, coming up to 3,600 is a nice little move up here, a very key area where we could reject. And I still do think we might be able to come up to 3,600, especially if Bitcoin comes up and tests the highs one more time. But we did break out of this channel. You could see it was a nice channel. The midline has been respected. Midline has been respected in here. And we broke out of the channel. And then all of yesterday, we were holding that channel as support. You can see all of yesterday, we were holding it as support. And because we also broke above 3,300. Now, 3,300 was our golden pocket from our last major rejection highs to the lows. If we look at that golden pocket, it was our golden pocket in confluence with our anchored VWAP from the $1,400 lows. And there was a value area low around here as well of a range that we were looking at. But we broke above it. And once we broke above it and flipped it to support locally, at least yesterday, I was looking for new highs on Ethereum. And I said, guys, we might even come up to 3,600 on Ethereum yesterday. But we did reject on a lower high. And we are starting to dump now. And actually, I think that was that 786 we rejected from. Yeah, around the 786, you can see we rejected from that 786 Fibonacci. And we dumped back in the channel, and we lost that $3,300 support. So yesterday, we were actually, right as I was making the YouTube video yesterday, we were right in this general area. We were coming down to test that $3,300 area, but we hadn't quite had enough time to come down, but we fell straight through it. Now, that is bearish to me that we fell back inside of our ascending channel, and we also lost our anchor VWAP and our value area low in here. So now we're looking for, and you can see on the low we made today, we did front run our local golden pocket. This golden pocket here pulled from your last weekend lows to the highs we made yesterday. We front ran this golden pocket, and that is a bit of a scary sign there. So we could see Ethereum now push up to back test this area. It's going to, now that we've lost it again, it's going to act as resistance again. If we back test this area, generally between the anchored VWAP and the top of the channel, also if we pull our local golden pocket from the highs of yesterday to the lows we made today, golden pocket, we could even come up to the local golden pocket. And if we do reject this general area in here, then I do think we are going to continue pushing down lower. And this could be the start of a bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to come take out these weekend lows. We do have these weekend lows down here that would be nice to be taken out. And it might even align with our support at the bottom of the channel. So we'll see how that works out. Ethereum is probably going to push up at least locally to backtest this area of $3,300. And after that, we'll have to see what happens with that back test. Now, I was really hoping that we could get up to 3,600 to 3,680 because that is going to be a big resistance for us, that between 3,600 and 3,680, we do have a more macro golden pocket up there. We obviously have our liquidity from the last big highs. We had the back test of the pitchfork band. Last time we back tested that band, we rejected. And we have our 4-year long range value area low. Let's zoom out to the daily. Excuse me, value area high of our 4-year long range. And that range goes all the way back to May of 2021. And now that we're back underneath it, so we lost it immediately. We had our immediate low time frame back test of that value area high. We rejected, of course, you're going to make new lows. Now, after bouncing from a more macro support level, we're looking for a higher time frame back test. If we reject this value area high, this golden pocket, and this pitchfork band, this time we could continue the dump to the downside. So we'll have to see what plays out with Ethereum. But just locally, I would be trading. I would just be looking at this corrective structure and even this flat range. So you can see we had kind of this liquidity curve in here before ending on a big dump here. So I would be looking at this as a sideways range in here where we attempted to break out of the range and flip it to support, but we're now back inside that range. And so now what we can look at is just pulling the volume profile. So let me hide this 4-year long volume profile real quick. Clean this chart up just a little bit. And we can look at this sideways range that is developing on Ethereum here. Yeah, I guess we're kind of back testing that value area high right now. Attempting to fall back inside it and back test it. It's a bit complex here because if we do break back above this could have been a fake out or a sort of back test where we wicked a little bit back inside our volume profile. If we get back above it, yeah, you might continue on the bullish trend overall. Locally, our trend is bullish locally. I will say this also, we could be looking at Ethereum in a contracting diagonal here, where you have a wave 1 here, a wave 2 here, a wave 3 here, a wave 4 here, and a wave 5 here. And that works in an overlap between the highs and the lows, works in a contracting diagonal. It can still be a motive wave structure. But if that ends in 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this really is the high, then we're going to be expecting a dump down, potentially to even take out the lows of this motive wave, or at least to come down to your local golden pocket. And that golden pocket would be pulled from the beginning of the motive wave structure to the end of the motive wave structure, which would be around that $2,900, taking out those weakened lows, right around there to take out those weakened lows and potentially come down to even to the value area low. But right now for Ethereum locally, I'm just watching for this back test at 3,300. Depending on what happens here, if we can get back above 3,300 and really specifically that golden pocket, I do think we will push up to take our liquidity around 3,658. Yeah, if we can get back above this golden pocket right here between, what is that, 33.56 and 33.61, then I do think we're going to continue pushing all the way up here. All right, let's see. Yeah, let's check Bitcoin. Is it rejecting? All right, so Bitcoin is pushing up. We're hitting our prior lows right now. So now that prior count that I talked about, this being a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, now we can say that that is invalidated there. That impulse to the downside is invalidated, and we would have to look at this a different way. Even if this was a 5-wave impulse down, a 1, 2, 3 here, a 4 flat, a 5 here, this impulse is done, and now we look to come up at least between your golden pocket and 786 here. So we can now pull that golden pocket from the highs. Come on. Damn it. There we go. Golden pocket 786 area. And we'll pay attention to this area here. We can also pull our sideways range of kind of this upper structure where we keep rejecting from the pitchfork or from the Fibonacci channel. Yeah, and do we have any naked daily points of control in there? Let's check to see if we have any naked dailies within this area. No, no naked dailies within here. All right. Now, one thing because our overall bias is bearish, right? At least for myself, until we can reclaim the Fibonacci channel, our overall bias is bearish. And we could be looking at all of this as a corrective structure before pushing down again. In a very, say the corrective structure is over, in a very bearish scenario, now because we've hit our prior lows here, you just hit into your prior lows, you have to look at a more bearish impulse. If this is going to be an impulse to the downside, we have to look at it more bearishly now with this being a wave one, a wave two, an internal wave one, an internal wave two, and then you would get your third wave dump here, and then you'd be looking for some 4-5s down here. I don't like that too much though, because you can see here, this push down is shorter than this push down. And generally you want your secondary 1-2 to be shorter in time. That makes it the higher probability that this is a 3-wave corrective move, with this being a flat in here. And now we could be about to impulse up and take out the highs again. So let's see if we can actually break above these prior lows and that anchored VWAP. That anchored VWAP is, let's zoom out to the hour. You can see we're hitting the anchored VWAP in the point of control right now. So let's see if we can't get back above this anchored VWAP in this point of control. If we can, I think we're going to continue to push. And let's check out our order flow here. What is our order flow doing? Yeah, all right. So remember how I said in a short squeeze, you want to see some long stepping in? Well, look at now what we're seeing on the order flow. After that little dump we saw about an hour ago, we held support locally. New longs are stepping in. So we are seeing new longs step in to support this short squeeze. That means that this could become a healthy move, a healthy push to the upside here. It's either going to turn out really bad or really good, because we're coming up into that VWAP resistance and those prior lows. That is an area where if the bearish trend is going to continue, you expect to reject from your prior lows and continue your market structure bearishly. And we are seeing long step in at the very top here. So it's either these longs are going to continue to maintain strength and push us above this, and then we're going to see a bigger rally to the upside, or we're going to reject here, and it's going to be more fuel to bring us down, because we're going to have some longs trapped in at the top. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this over the next hour, 2 hours or so. Let's just keep coming back to Bitcoin as the stream is developing here. But yeah, we're at some local resistance here. Very local. All right. What does that mean? Okay, I'm not sure what you're talking about there. You need to star your time frames. Oh, favorite them? I need to favorite my time frames. Let's see. I don't even know. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean. It makes them up on top here where you can click them real quick. I guess I've just never had a problem doing this and scrolling down. But thank you for that. Actually, thank you for that suggestion, because I used to do that, Phildo83. And maybe I'll start looking into doing that again. I actually didn't like having a bunch of stuff up here. Like if you star them, if you come in here and you star like the 4 hour, you can see it throws it up here where you have your 1 hour, 4 hour. I didn't like having a big long list up here, so I never did that. Okay, CJ, welcome in, man. If ETH goes 3,600, I'm going to short. Yeah, so for Ethereum, guys, my plan for Ethereum, if we do push up to between 3,600 and 3,680, really primarily we're looking at, I would really want to take out the liquidity, because remember, liquidity is the most important thing that moves the market. If we do come up to this general area of resistance above us, and I would even say, you know, more importantly, it's like this area here. Your value area high is right at 3,600, but coming up to this general area here, I would really be interested in taking a potential swing short position, or at least a nice day trade short, if this is all going to be this, and then we're going to even come back down to your higher low golden pocket. And this will be, let me just get rid of this real quick. This will be theoretical right now, but we'll pull the golden pocket from the highs, or from the lows, excuse me, to, let's just pull it right to that 0.65 golden pocket. And we might be able to take a short from this general area all the way at least down to this area here. And that would be a really nice move. And then, of course, we could hedge a long position from here and look if this is going to continue overall pushing up higher time frame. But yeah, that 3,600, I will be looking, especially if we continue to develop bear divs as we're coming up here, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and we continue to see some bear divs develop. Right now, Ethereum's actually not showing many bear divs. You can see here, no bear divs on the 4-hour, unlike Bitcoin. If we go to Bitcoin here, Bitcoin is developing higher high, higher high, higher high, lower high, lower high, lower high, money flow draining out here as this rise is happening here. So Bitcoin actually looks a lot more bearish than Ethereum in this somewhat corrective move up here. And Ethereum also, if we look at the ETH BTC chart, we were at a major support level for Ethereum against Bitcoin. And this all looked corrective here, a corrective channel here. And it does look like that could have been a fourth wave correction, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we could be about to explode up to make new highs, coming up to that 1.618 Fibonacci extinction, a naked monthly point of control, a weekly, and a value area high up here. And so Ethereum might run against Bitcoin, meaning that Ethereum is, first of all, it's showing more bullish than as far as our indicators and our bearish divergences that Bitcoin is seeing right now. Ethereum looks a lot better on the chart, a lot more bullish on the chart, and Ethereum against Bitcoin looks bullish. We pretty much bounced from the value area low of our large range and coming up to the value area high. Now that we've broken above, let me get rid of all this chicken scratch here. Now that we have broken above the point of control of our large range, let me zoom out here to the 3-day time frame. This range goes back to 2016, and it's really the upper price action after, Ethereum kind of got established. It is most of it, and you could even pull this range just to this price here. Either way, the value area high and the point of control are the same. These are your macro volume levels, right? So this is very high time frame, important volume levels. And seeing a break above the point of control, a back test of it as support, and we're holding, and it looks like we want to push up in an impulse here to complete this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pushing up to the value area high of the range around 0.5 here, 0.53 to this box right up here. I mean, it looks like it could be very nice for Ethereum to push up against Bitcoin. So meaning Ethereum might continue to rise up to 3,600 or 3,680 while Bitcoin does kind of chop around sideways in this bearish back test here, chop around more sideways before seeing the dump. So we'll have to see how it plays out, but Ethereum looks bullish. Some of the altcoins look bullish as well. Solana was looking really bullish to me. Oops, I meant to do this. Go back to the 4-hour chart. And, Solana was bouncing. So first of all, let me get rid of this local range. And if we look at our macro range that goes back to March of 2024. So if we turn on that macro range, we are just ranging between the point of control and the value area low of that range. And you can see a very nice, very clear sideways range forming here at the bottom, at your macro support level, the value area low of that range. It is also, we keep rejecting from the point of control area. But earlier, yesterday we dumped from the top of the pitchfork band. We came down, we lost the pitchfork band, but we're coming back in it. And remember, you often form ranges in and around these pitchfork bands. So either this is going to be an accumulation structure for Solana where we are going to hold this, kind of forming that bottom, forming accumulation in here where that accumulation then could expand and we could push up. This area in here is very key because it's your 2 anchored VWAPs from the all-time high and from the $96 lows. Also some key liquidity resting up there. But I do think Solana looks pretty good here. I mean, as far as on the 4-hour time frame, this is not bull dips here because it's not lower lows. It's not lower lows in here. It's higher lows. So they are trigger waves. They're not bull dips, but this overall structure does look nice here. These nice trigger waves and money flow coming to the upside. And same with NAMI here. Money flow crossing into the green, looking heavily nicely in the green right now. And yeah, we'll have to see how a Solana plays out. But if Solana does come down and take out these lows here, man, I'll be looking, because if we're looking for a higher time frame accumulation, that means zooming out onto the daily chart, and this range in here could be a lot more mature. We could see, you know, another kind of push up into this area, move down to finally take out all these lows, all these higher lows in here, grabbing liquidity and potentially even coming down to the bottom of the pitchfork, making that kind of be your bottom, and then continuing to range in here between the point of control and the value area low for a bit before ultimately seeing that second test of the pitchfork, a higher low on the charts, and then start to push up. Very similar to the double tap we saw on, you came into the bottom. Now this range wasn't as mature, but a higher low, second test of the pitchfork, and then we might be able to at least push up, you know, into this area here. So for Solana, for me, I am actually interested in looking for some bigger longs, especially if we take out the lows at 121 into the bottom of the pitchfork around 115 now, or, you know, depending on what time we get down there between 112, 115. I'll be looking for some potential nice swing long positions to bring up. Even if we're in a bear market and this was all a dump here to make a lower high at your golden pocket before even breaking this thing down in a bear market, from this trade from here to your golden pocket could be a very, very nice trade. So we'll be looking at that as it develops more. But Solana is just ranging, very nicely ranging between value area low and the point of control and inside your pitchfork band here. We do have some nice support at 127.5-ish. So if I zoom into the 4-hour chart, this box here, 127.5, it is a daily level, a naked weekly point of control, a naked daily point of control in here. And those are important volume levels as well as time frame levels. And you have the liquidity grab as well. And this is a weekend low. Remember, guys, weekend lows often get targeted. Weekend low here. I was actually hoping we would come down today and grab that, but we're starting to push up before then. Now at 137.62, we do have that naked daily point of control in confluence with your local golden pocket. So if we look at yesterday's high to today's low, you can see that golden pocket is coming in right where that naked daily point of control is. And it's also going to be your point of control of this range here. I believe that was your point of control. No, actually, it's not your point of control of this range. But this area could be an area where we do reject to kind of continue down. We are bouncing from the value area low today. You can see that we're bouncing from the value area low of our smaller range. Of this, it goes back to about November 14th. So about a month. It's about a month long range. All right, let me check the chat again. Baby Genius, welcome in. Man, USDT's dropping. Yeah, let's check Bitcoin dominance and USDT dominance. I mean, Bitcoin dominance is still just kind of hovering around in this kind of bottoming channel or bottoming range. I'm looking at this as more of a range in here. And still, remember, we did front run that 786 Fibonacci down here. The wick, yes, the wick did bearishly backtest on the, it's a bit confusing because, you know, different exchanges wicked a lot further than other exchanges. So if we look on the daily time frame, we had the 3-year long trend for Bitcoin dominance. It was rising for most of the bull market. We hit the top of the channel, took out the liquidity above, broke down, bounced from the bottom of the channel. But once again, that was that corrective move you see happen, very similar to what Bitcoin's seeing right now, potentially, before breaking down and making new lows. And we broke the golden pocket, but we didn't hit the 786 yet. And after that, this was on October 10th when we pushed up here and we bearishly backtested not only your golden pocket pulled from the highs to the lows, but it was also the backtest of this 3-year long trend, the bullish trend. After seeing that, we've kind of rejected and we're just going sideways here, but this could be kind of a holding pattern until Bitcoin dominance breaks down, and that might be our alt season that we see. So I do see local resistance is at the top of this range here. We have a local 786 Fibonacci. We have our 0.5 Fibonacci up here, a naked weekly point of control and your value area high. and Bitcoin dominance might push up to come up to value area high again. But after that, if we reject from this area, 3-wave corrective move up here, then I would expect a move down to finally come down and take out these lows into your 786. And potentially another small rise before coming down to 55, which would be major support. This is your weekly channel midline. And look at the last time you hit your weekly channel midline, huge explosion here. But that would be nice for a little alt season, right? Maybe a couple months of an alt season here. Now, on the other hand, USDT dominance was pushing nicely to the upside. First of all, we bounced from our 886, which in sideways ranges, this is a very nice sideways range here. Your 886 will often bounce you in ranges, sideways ranges in particular. So we did bounce from that 886. We kind of then recovered the point of control, held it as support a couple times, pushed up. We saw a little bit of consolidation and rejection around your value area high, but we broke above it. And now we came up to the top of our bigger pink descending channel. You can see this. This is our entire bull market, by the way. This is like the start of the bull market, 2022. Okay. And we're coming up to the top of the channel. Now we rejected the top of that channel. And this to me looks corrective. So far, we're in a smaller descending channel here. And remember last Friday, I think it was, or Tuesday, we talked about coming to test these prior highs. And if we test these prior highs and we hold, this thing could be about to break up and continue pushing up. Now, if we lose those prior highs, I think we're going to see a drop to our golden pocket at 5%. And that would mean a bit of some running on Bitcoin and altcoins. But I just have to say, guys, the thing is, this does look pretty nice here, this push up. This looks like a corrective move before potentially continuing the push up on USDT dominance. And if USDT dominance is pushing up, that means the Bitcoin and the alts are going to dump again. So I'm really paying attention to these prior highs. Actually, I want to do this now. Let's set an alert here. We won't even name it. We'll just set it there. And then that's going to let me know everything, because that's also going to be towards the bottom of your channel. And this locally, this like very local daily descending channel that we're in, I think that it does look corrective to me. I have to say, this looks corrective before continuing the push to the upside. We also had some bull divs down here at the bottom, lower lows here, higher lows here, and your money flow is now curving to the upside. And even local bull divs here. So USDT dominance for the past, 4 hours is starting to see a little bit of a dump. Now, this midline here, you can see it was holding as resistance here. We broke above it with volume. So there's a possibility we could come down to back test it before at least making your way up to the top of the channel. And at the top of the channel, we're going to have some liquidity from the weekend. From the weekend at the top of the channel. So once again, weekend highs, weekend lows often get taken out. This descending channel structure could last longer. We could do this and flip up to take out your weekend highs before rejecting again and coming all the way down to the bottom and, to test these prior highs. So we'll have to see how that plays out over the next week or so, next days, weeks or so. Now, if we break out of this channel, if we don't reject from taking the weekend highs and we start to break out here, it could get bloody for Bitcoin. And remember, we're also looking overall on our bias for Bitcoin on the higher time frames. More downside is likely based on our Elliott wave impulse and based off of us losing our Fibonacci channel and not being able to get back inside of our Fibonacci channel. So, the next day or two, yeah, sure, we could see a little bit of some altcoin pumpage, a little bit of Bitcoin pumpage, a little bit of a drop here while Bitcoin dominance continues to rise up to your resistance here for the next couple of days. But if we reject on Bitcoin dominance here, it could be that, it's the whole market's crashing, and maybe Bitcoin, because it looks less bullish than some of the altcoins as far as the Bitcoin altcoin pairing goes, Bitcoin dominance could still be dropping. It could just be dropping harder than the alts, and alts could be dropping as well. So it gets very complex there, guys, but we'll see how it plays out over the next, few days and weeks. And the macroeconomics, if any of you guys were around in 2021 and 2022, Macroeconomics does absolutely play a factor in risk on asset classes, and crypto is considered a newer risk on asset class. And so if these rate cuts do start to get stalled out, or if there's, some sort of the labor market is holding up pretty well, and that causes the Fed to kind of pause on emergency rate cuts or money printing, we could see that bear market start, or for any number of reasons, we can see bear market start. But technicals are also there. I just have to remind you guys, the technicals are there for that bear market based off the higher time frames. Specifically our weekly time frame and our monthly time frame, showing those higher high. This was your 2024 all-time high. 2025. Hold on, guys. Let me turn this. Give me 20 seconds, guys. I'll be back in 20 seconds. Okay, sorry about that, guys. But anyways, what I was saying here is we do have the weekly confirmed bearish divergences here on the chart, with money flow overall kind of draining out for the entire year of 2025. And that could be kind of a signal of the bear market. The last time we saw that higher highs, lower highs, money flow draining out here, it did go into a bear market. So we do have some major warning signs that the bear market could be coming. And that doesn't mean that we can't even range around. We could see a lower high come in, and that kind of proverbial head and shoulders topping reversal pattern before, breaking down and coming down to take out these lows, or, come down to the bottom of the pitchfork. We'll see how that plays out. But just want to warn you that is still a possibility. Okay, let me check the chat again. Swift Rush V1, welcome in. Please give us your thoughts on BTC. Okay, yeah, I did that. Okay. Yeah, and I want to check Bitcoin very locally right now. But I will get into some of those altcoins, guys. We'll get into Turbo. We'll get in. Yeah, see, we're starting to reject from those prior highs and that point of control. Let's see if we can hold VWAP. The key is going to be able to hold VWAP. And let's look at Bybit's VWAP. Yeah, let's see if we can hold our VWAP here. If we can hold our VWAP, I think we're going to continue up locally. If we can't hold our VWAP, then we might see a bit of a dump here. A beer, welcome in, man. Good morning to you as well. This could be a lockout rally and squeeze it, baby. Yeah. We'll see, man. This could be that rally that we are going to see here. Yesterday, it was kind of important that we didn't take out our highs. We had highs very locally above us, and we didn't take them out. And that's we got so close to it. And overall, we are in a local uptrend, from what was that? Even lower. We're in a local uptrend over the past couple of weeks here. So because we got so close to taking out these highs, and specifically from last weekend, December 7th here, we are in a uptrend here. And because we came up to the 886, so if we pull that Fibonacci from the highs on Tuesday to the lows on Wednesday, we have hit that 886 Fibonacci. And because we hit that 886, by the way, that rejected us. And remember, 886 rejects you in ranges. Because we hit that 886, though, in a larger uptrend, it does make it more probable that we do come take out the highs of that Fibonacci pull. And once again, total market cap hasn't quite come up to hit resistance yet. So yeah, we could see one more high being put in. All right, BTCCC. Okay. Do I think BTC can get up to 110K? Well, CryptoMine64, the thing is with Bitcoin, we play level to level as traders, right? Yes, it absolutely can. There's no guarantees in trading. There's no for sures in trading. For me, I have to remain bearish, specifically because we have higher time frame bearish divergences, weekly and monthly and 2-month bear divs. We're also below the point of control of our 2025 range. So if we go turn on that macro range of 2025, all of 2025's price action, you can see we're below the point of control. Now we are above the value area low. We're back inside the volume profile, which is your first sign of strength here. For me, this Fibonacci channel, this pink Fibonacci channel has been your entire bull market trend, kind of your sentiment. And once you lose it, and if you're back testing it here and you can't get back inside of it, yeah, you're probably going to see continuation to the downside here. We really, for me, my first sign of real strength is getting and closing a daily candle back inside of this channel. If we can do that, then yeah, we could see a nice rally. But we also have that 50-week moving average, which historically, anytime you've lost it, the bearish backtest of that Fibonacci channel on the weekly time frame has given you a rejection and a continuation of the bear trend. So that's the next big level I'll be watching. Well, first of all, where we're at now and point of control just above. If we get above point of control, I do think we shoot up quickly to backtest this general area. That's your 74K anchored VWAP and your 50-week moving average. If you get above that, yeah, the golden pocket, our current golden pocket high, lower high is between 109 and 111. And that would be a decent area to look for, even if all of this is done and we're going to get a bigger move up here. That could be the area. So yeah, we could get above it. Absolutely. In order for me to even consider getting above it, I want to see a daily candle close above this. Until that happens, I'm not even thinking about 110. Okay. Can you look at ETH? Yeah, we did just look at ETH right now. We were just looking at ETH. Crypto Clown World, French Toaster, welcome in. And also Alex Manic, welcome in as well. ZC Being, what's up as well. We did just look at Sol. I'm not sure if you were just here. I think I'm a little behind in the chat. That's why. Okay, let's see. I also long Sol from 130. Nice. Nice Crypto Clown World, 130 on Sol. USDT has to lose the 200 weekly moving average for us to get an impulse. We can see it's been respecting it. Okay, I'll check that out, Crypto Clown World. Let me go into some of these altcoins real quick, guys, that we talked about at the very beginning of the stream. And then I'll continue reading the comments and we'll continue going through different altcoins and different trading scenarios. Because we are here, by the way, to catch trades. And so I do want to start focusing on trying to catch some of these trades during the streams. But let's go into Turbo real quick because that was asked at the very beginning. We'll be quick on all these guys. We're just going to go through them a couple minutes per coin. We're just going to go through them very quickly here. Let's see. Turbo is rejecting kind of from our area of resistance, you know, those prior highs and everything. We were seeing this nice descending channel in here that broke to the upside. We have not quite come up to take out the liquidity from the highs of that channel, but we did take out the second pivot liquidity. And after taking that out, well, I don't like how it's a double top here. Let me say that. We have a double top here, perfectly equal highs here. And we could be seeing a flat correction here. This could be an impulse. This could be a flat correction where you know, come up. The minimum is a 0.9 Fibonacci. We've hit the 0.9. Now we could come down to take out the lows here, making an overall flat here, and then we could continue pushing up here. So for me, I would be looking at still nothing. I wouldn't be looking at any trades on this thing until we get down to your daily and golden pocket area. This golden pocket, this daily level. And it's also your liquidity grab. Really, the liquidity into your golden pocket's the key thing. Liquidity grab into your golden pocket. Also, it would make sense if it was going to be a flat correction. So I would be personally waiting to come down to this area. Looking for a long. Now, remember, if you're going to trade this, you're going to wait until you take out those lows and then rise above those lows. And if you really want to be safe, you're going to wait until you take out those lows and rise above the daily. Then you could put your stop loss there and you would be targeting, honestly, I would be targeting those double highs up there, taking the liquidity from those double highs. That would be a TP1, but you could be looking all the way up here for a TP2 or, you know, your golden pocket. Let me just zoom out to the 12-hour and we'll look at this golden pocket. Yeah, that is our current golden pocket. So your current golden pocket is right at that daily level. I would be at least targeting that. And potentially even coming up a little bit higher because these volume levels are going to be a little bit more important. You have a naked weekly point of control and a weekly level at your value area low of your upper range in here. What was nice about this low here, we took out the liquidity, and then we saw a very nice push to the upside, breaking market structure bullishly by taking out almost all of this. So to me, on more macro timeframes, that means Turbo is expected to create a higher low before maybe potentially creating this overall rounded bottom in here and, you know, breaking up a little bit higher. Two-hour time frame. We don't have any bull divs yet. So what I would be waiting for personally within this little corrective move here, I would be waiting for some bull divs to form into support, right? You want to see bull divs forming into support. So as we're coming down into this golden pocket and daily liquidity grab area, I would want to see some bull divs forming. Right now, we are not quite seeing the bull divs on the 2-hour. Let's just check real quick the 1-hour. Okay, we are starting to see some bull divs on the 1-hour, but we are having trouble getting above your VWAP. And remember, your VWAP in intraday trends, and our intraday trend is down. The VWAP will often reject you if you're going to remain bearish. Look at it. It rejected us throughout pretty much the entire day today. So if we reject here, I would just keep expecting to kind of grind down here. This is also a giant fair value gap in here, where if you start to fall back inside of it, you intend to fill it. See that fair? Yeah, we're bouncing from the top. Sometimes you'll bounce from the top, but if we reject here from the VWAP, you're going to most likely fill that right into your daily level. So I would not be looking for anything within this area. And there's probably a fib within there, something like that. That doesn't matter to me. I wouldn't be looking for anything there. All right, that's it for Turbo. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's see. There was another one that Swift Rush, I think it was, talked about. Oh, STRK. Oh, man, is there a better chart for this? First of all, this looks very low liquidity, so be careful with this one. Yeah, this chart looks better at least. I have no idea what this is, but the history is not performing well. Let's just say that. Man, and you are... Hold on, let's check Bybit's chart. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't look too good here. Let me just do this real quick on our... So you're in a big weekly downtrend here. We attempted to break out of it, and we're falling back inside of it. Not looking good here on the weekly time frame. This fake breakout here, and then a dump. Now, you did break your market structure on the weekly by breaking above this high. So now we could look for a higher low, but you have to pull it from your crash lows. So we're going to go from those crash lows to the highs here, and we're going to look at our golden pocket, and we're going to put this on log scale because that's a big move there for this little coin. So that golden pocket right around the channel midline, 0.762-ish, is where I'd probably be looking. Let's zoom into the daily here. Yeah, and we do have a daily support level coming up here. We're hitting it now. So we might see a small bounce from this daily level. But you can see even on the daily chart, we fell back inside the channel, back tested it, and of course made new lows locally, but we're continuing this downtrend here. Money flow doesn't look the best. It's looking like it's about to roll over again. I will say this: lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum waves, and your money flow starting to come up. And remember, Market Cipher B is quicker than NAMI, is quicker than Market Cipher B. So it does confirm those bull divs first. You were going to keep dropping until you hit a level of support. So we're finally hitting a level of support, being a daily level. Now, is it enough is the question. I want to check some naked weekly points of controls in here to see if we have any other confluence here. Yeah, we also had a naked weekly point of control in this general area. Now, it was hit, what, 3 days ago? Yeah, it was hit 3 days ago, and we just took out our local low from 3 days ago. Okay, let's see if this, okay. And look at, you have a fresh naked monthly from last month at the top of the channel. So even if you do bounce from this daily level, I would be watching for a bearish backtest of this naked monthly point of control at the top of the channel. Because if you do something like this, bounce, your daily bull divs give you a couple weeks of upside movement, you could be seeing that. All right, and then let's zoom in to the 2-hour chart here. Yeah, actually, this does look nice for a little local move up. And the reason why I say that is look at Market Cipher B and NAMI. But on the 2-hour chart, let me turn off these naked dailies real quick. You can see here through all of this, lower lows here, higher lows here, money flow coming up here. You're finally hitting into a support level and grabbing the liquidity from a couple days ago. That liquidity grab from a couple days ago was nice to see. It was a daily SFP, but that low right there at 10 cents, 10.6. Yeah, and look at this. Actually, this looks really nice, especially this kind of wedge here. We're seeing kind of a wedge into support. Nice bull divs, nice money flow coming up here. I think this thing could push up at least to come up to take out some local high. Maybe not these highs, but at least these highs here. So what is this? STRK. This looks pretty nice for at least a scalp long opportunity or day trade long opportunity. Bull divs confirmed. Look at money flow bull divs, higher low, higher low, higher low here. The bull divs are continuing here on both NAMI and Market Cipher B, and you have money flow bull divs on NAMI as well. This looks pretty nice here, I have to say. Now, what I would be looking at is, first off, pulling our Fibonacci from that bearish backtest of the channel, when we confirmed re-entry back into the channel, down to the lows that we made today. We're going to look at our golden pocket. Let's just do... Yeah, and that golden pocket is going to be near that naked monthly. Actually, we're going to keep that on log scale, though. Man, even seeing this, guys, a push up here to come take out these lower highs like I just talked about into this golden pocket, that's still a nice trade there. And even if we come back and we kind of form a rounded bottom here before attempting to either push up here and reject here and continue down, or break back up here. Now, overall, I have to say on this coin, the weekly trend is still very bearish, just making lows, grinding lower and lower and lower as the weeks go on. I didn't look at the divs here. Yeah, okay, so you can see it's starting to form a bottom on the weekly. It is now kind of exhausted, and now we're starting to form a weekly. This could be accumulation range here. Money flow. First of all, you have the bull divs here. Money flow. Now, locally, money flow is back down on the weekly again, very aggressively here. And NAMI's even back in the red. You can see it right here. NAMI's back in the red on weekly money flow. So because of that, you might look for that. This could be a really nice swing long opportunity. That golden pocket. But overall, it doesn't look too bad on the weekly. 2-day chart. Yeah, gosh. Looks pretty dang good here. Now, locally, look at how your money flow is coming out again. So, yeah, this might drop a bit more. Yeah, very, very, in the next week or two, it looks like we're going to push up to maybe around that golden pocket or that naked monthly point of control. After that, we could get a continuation of a dump to hit this golden pocket, but overall in the higher time frame, this thing looks good, and we can pull our sideways range, this sideways range in here. And yes, okay, so we have our levels. We're at the value area low of our range and our daily level. This is a nice, with the bull divs that we are seeing right now. Actually, I think I might attempt to take a long on this right now, because look at these nice bull divs here. Money flow coming up. Nice bull divs, money flow bull divs here into your value area low, into your daily level. You grabbed liquidity from 3 days ago, and even a push up to take out these highs here into your point of control in your golden pocket. That's still a very nice trade there. So look at, if we're looking at taking this trade, we can long, let's just say we're going to long right now, where we're at right now. We're going to put our stop below the local lows, and we're going to be targeting as a TP1 that golden pocket area, point of control golden pocket area. That's a 5.6 risk to reward trade there. Now, this might take a couple weeks to play out, because remember, we're on high time frames here. But even that right there would be super nice to see. And then once we get up into this general area, I would probably, me personally, I'd probably take out 75% once we hit this golden pocket. And I would leave 25, or I'd leave 10% for up here, and then the rest in case we break out. But I would also be looking, as I'm long from down here, I would be looking to hedge short from here or from the naked weekly point of control. And then, of course, we would have to adjust our stop losses. You know, if I was short from this golden pocket, I would probably just put it a little bit above the golden pocket. Short from there, I would target this above this little bit of liquidity before this entire aggressive drop there. But this looks nice, man. This does look nice for a little bit of a long opportunity. If Bitcoin dumps really hard, this will continue to break down here. But I mean, this is the night. Look how nice this looks. Here, money flow coming up, descending wedge, which is often a pattern that breaks to the upside. Looking good, man. All right. Sorry, I did spend more time on that than I wanted to. Okay, let me get back to the regular chat. BTC's dumping. Is it dumping right now? No, we're just kind of, yeah, we're at our local resistance area. Let's see how this looks here. I mean, if we start to roll over, I expect this to come down more. Vinesh, welcome in, man, and good morning to you as well. Hey, there's a bear flag visible to you also in Bitcoin USD from 19th of November till today on the daily and 4 hour. Yeah, so if we zoom out to the 4 hour from November 19th, that's probably this area. Let's see, 19th. Wait. From here, a bear flag. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. This is like a bearish pennant here from this. This being this a bear pennant or bear flag. I see what you mean there. And the overall so I don't trade patterns per se, but remember, market structure is king. Our market structure from the all-time high is lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, potentially lower lows. So it is bearish overall, a macro market structure. We are still finding resistance here. So yes, this could break down, but if this is breaking down, what a lot of people are going to do is they're going to say it's a giant, you know, daily or weekly bear flag that is going to break down. If we just zoom out to the daily chart, they're going to say this is a giant bear flag on the daily that's about to break down. And they're going to do something like this, where they're going to pull their target of the flagpole. They're going to put it here, and they're going to say, oh, we're breaking down to 65K. I wouldn't be looking for a breakdown to 65K. I would be looking for that breakdown to here. Now everyone's waiting for lower. You're going to get a nice bounce from here, create another 4, and then another 5. As long as we come take out these lows, I'll be looking for swing longs between 74K and 70K. A lot of people be wanting it to come straight down here. I don't think that's going to be the case here, guys, because we have those 1-2s in here before seeing the third wave. So now we're going to see some potential 4-5s in here, and then we could get that big rise up. Not to new all-time highs, I don't think, but rises up to at least your golden pocket, wherever that's going to be. Okay, it gets complex, but it's nice to have community with the Divine Hood to talk. Yeah, Time Attack, thank you for that comment, man. It's so nice to have all you guys in here. You guys are great traders. I can tell you all of you have a high understanding of trading, and it's awesome to talk with people that actually get price action and actually aren't just in some ways gambling and or coming in here just with random comments. Bullish, Bitcoin's going to 200K, or Bitcoin's going to 8K and stuff like that. Now, I understand some of you guys pop in and say that as jokes too, but we have a very educated community in here, and it's awesome that we are all together kind of diagnosing the charts together. You guys always throw out great scenarios for me to look at, and I do think it's helping all of us become more advanced and more profitable traders. Okay, TPO and order flow looks good. Yeah, and locally on the order flow. Now, remember, I'm using an aggregated open interest. So this, to me, aggregated open interest is better because it's taking into account all the major exchanges. And when you can get a better idea of what the entire market's doing as far as opening or closing positions, to me, that is a more reliable indicator. Okay, let's see. We are seeing some short stepping right now very locally. We'll see if we get this dump, guys. It's still early. We're just now coming up and hitting into that point of control and that anchored VWAP. So depending on what happens here is really going to tell us everything we need. First of all, it's your prior lows. And anytime you lose a trend, like this was kind of a range that was forming in here. So we lost that range. Now we're coming up to backtest the lows of that range. If you backtest those lows and you reject, then yeah, you're going to expect to continue lower here. If we can get back above it, then yeah. And we also have added confluence of the very key anchored VWAP and of what else was there? There was something else there too as well. The point of control of our sideways range. Okay. Can you name that red channel? Maybe channel to 0, the devil's channel. Yeah, no, right? ZMX, that Fibonacci channel, man. Well, here's the thing. It was a very nice channel for most of the bull market. Like, it really was highly respected and gave us some great swing longs and great swing shorts the entire bull market, man. It was so good. That is why I'm so concerned. A lot of people are flipping super bullish right now when we're having a high time frame bearish backtest, and oftentimes on high time frame bearish backtest, you'll get multiple low time frame backtests. And if we can't get above it, yeah, we're gonna see a bigger drop here, guys. So it is our friend still because it's guiding us on bias of what we can expect for Bitcoin. And as traders, we can make money both long and short, down and up. So to me, it's been a great channel. It's been a great channel to look at. Hey, Divine, glad to be part of the crew from the UK. Liam, DJ11 or JD11, thank you so much, man. And I'm glad you're here as well. I hope that this analysis helps you. And it's a great, great community. So thank you for joining, and, keep coming, and we'll all build this thing together. XRP. All right, let me check out XRP here. Where did that go? XRP is bouncing from the support that I laid out yesterday. But one thing that is a little bit scary, yesterday we were looking at, on the video yesterday, looking at the two liquidity levels. So we had the liquidity here, and we had the liquidity. Yeah, actually we did take it. So we took both those liquidity grabs there. I love it. Okay, took those. We took the liquidity of that low, and now we're pushing up. You can see in here, let me just get rid of this one. You can see in this, in here, we have this midline and this midline. So we're in two channels right now. We're in this smaller low time frame channel, going just back, 2.5, 3 weeks here. This little descending channel going back 2.5, 3 weeks. And that is where our steeper midline is. So we're above that midline, but our bigger channel, which is more important, our higher time frame channel, which is more important. Let me go ahead and hide this small one now. We're bearishly backtesting it right now. And after taking liquidity, yes, that's a good sign that we're seeing a rise after taking out these lows. If we reject here, which was also a prior daily and naked daily point of control, or it was until today. Let me just double check that. I want to zoom out to the hourly. Yeah, It was a fresh naked daily point of control and a fresh daily level until earlier today. So we busted straight through that, which is kind of rare. And remember, if you guys listened to yesterday's video, I said the two levels to look at was your 203 level and 195. 195 here, where you have a naked daily and a daily here. But we busted straight through your naked daily point of control, your daily level, and your channel midline. We took the liquidity. Okay, that was key. Remember, liquidity is the first and foremost thing you should be looking at in the market. Second are volume levels, like naked points of controls, value area lows, value area highs, range point of controls. But after taking the liquidity, we're coming up and now we're back testing it. Think of this as sort of like a breaker block now. You broke straight through it without any sort of reaction. Now it could be acting as resistance though. And so if you long that liquidity grab, great. Stay in that long position because this thing could do this. And we could push up all the way to your daily level, to your point of control up here at 220. If we reject here, unfortunately, I do think we're at least going to drop to 195 to continue coming down to 195 to take out those lows there. Let's pull our fib. Yeah, and that fib is close by. I think this is still, let me make sure that's not, yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, so we are coming to some, this golden pocket has already been hit because this golden pocket was pulled from this low to this high. So we already came down and bounced from it once here. Okay, so we can't really use that golden pocket anymore because it's already been tapped and tested and held as support. So now we got to go from the next level, which would have been this low to this high, but we already just took out that low. So now we could look at the 786 of this though, because the 786 is still naked down here. That would be your next kind of big level. If we lose 195, 191 is your last hope, really, before really dumping on this thing. But I would say we have on the 1 hour time frame, lower lows in the price action, higher lows in the momentum waves, money flow starting to come up, money flow, bull divs on NAMI, and we did grab liquidity here. That is very nice to see. This thing could really start to push up here on XRP. We have to get above 203. This general area right now where we're at, we have to get above it. Because if we're looking at this as a mini sideways range that could form, let's zoom into the 15-minute. If this is going to be a sideways range that forms in here, okay, if we reject here, looks like we're kind of trying to reject from here. If we bounce at the golden pocket, that's going to be nice because that's your left shoulder, head, right shoulder, or tap 1, tap 2, tap 3, and then you want to see this. A breakout and back test there. So if you didn't catch the liquidity grab at 198, the next thing we could do, knowing that there's bull divs on the chart, knowing that on the 15-minute, look at this, nice. Oop, didn't mean to do that. We do have some nice, well, I guess that is, yeah, that's an equal low there. So no local bull divs here, but NAMI is also showing some nice, you know, that nice kind of curved and money flows curving to the upside, just crossing into the green, heavily in the green here. So what I'd be looking for on this little rejection is if you miss the swing failure pattern, you could pull your golden pocket locally from the lows from earlier today to the highs that we just made. This golden pocket right here, and look at, that's pretty much right where your right shoulder is ending too here, or your left shoulder. So if we do this, this could be a very good swing long opportunity, or day trade long opportunity. Long here, stop would go below the low of that wick, and I would be targeting at least coming up to the value area low of your range. Actually, that liquidity above the value area low, that liquidity, that's a 6-to-1. That would be a TP1, but we could come all the way up to 220. Let's check some of the higher time frames here. You know what? STRK looks really good for a long position, and XRP is not looking so bad either right now. That liquidity grab was very nice. Damn, we don't really... Now, okay, between this low, which was the low we were looking at for liquidity, lower lows now because we took out that low. Lower lows, higher lows between those two momentum waves, between this momentum wave and this momentum wave. Money flow is also curving to the upside here. So very nice, actually, to look for a potential bigger push up. I also have to say, this looks corrective in here. This entire kind of descending channel structure. 1, 2, 3. See this 4, and that's a lower high though. That's a truncated fifth wave. That's very rare, unfortunately. You could look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But remember, we have our other channel. So if I turn on that other channel, that's this corrective structure we've been seeing after this potential impulse here. Yeah, we're even above the midline. You know, we wicked below it to take liquidity. We're above the midline there. I would say XRP could get a decent move up from here. Yeah, look at this on the 4 hour. Because you took out from this low to the low we just took out today, that is lower lows. Higher lows. Money flow is curving to the upside, about to cross over into the green here. All right, so XRP looks pretty good. All right, let's just do... I personally wouldn't be longing this right now because you're at resistance. You're at your very local resistance. But let's say you are going to long this. You put your stop, or you enter right now. Stop goes below the low. And my TP, your TP, final TP would have to be that daily level and that point of control up here. You know, 220-ish. That is a 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio, or almost a 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Now, there's a possibility we could reject from the value area low again. That's not... So if we do reject there, I would probably just close this thing out. But knowing your overall target is to come up to point of control, and even potentially up to 231 up here. I mean, this box is still definitely a nice resistance area. But XRP looks pretty good. Yeah, okay, so Market Cipher B is not going to be fast enough. Let me turn off some of these levels. Market Cipher B is not going to be fast enough within this little bit to confirm bull divs on the daily. But if we look at NAMI, this is where NAMI really comes into play. It's quick. We do now have lower lows in this little chunk, and we have higher lows in this chunk here. So we do see some daily bull divs on NAMI. Now, money flow doesn't look the best. It is still in the red. You can see this little bar here in the red. So I would want to see, really, we have to break above 203. We have to get back above 203. Speaking of NAMI and partners of the channel, guys, real quick, I want to take a second to talk about the partners of the channel. Bitefi is the main partner of the channel. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. If you do sign up using my affiliate link in the description, you can get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees, but you can actually earn up to 40% discounts on trading fees if you deposit some of the larger amounts into the exchange. They're also offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you trade in those futures markets. And they're offering some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the entire industry. For instance, if you deposit $100, you can get a 50% deposit bonus, which is the highest I've seen of any exchange. And then, of course, various 20% and 10% deposit bonuses here. I've also partnered with NAMI to create a Telegram community where I do post my thoughts on the market, some trade setups in there. You guys can tag me in the general chat and ask me questions on coins. So if you're interested in joining that Telegram community, it is free. The only thing you need to do is sign up with Bitefi using my affiliate link and deposit $100 into the exchange. That $100 is your money to trade with. You will get the 20% discounts on trading fees. You can get the 50% bonus. You do have to KYC, I think, for that. But after you've done that, after you deposit the money into the exchange using my affiliate link, if you do click the Telegram link in the description of this video, once you're in that Telegram channel, type in /verify in your user ID, which will be right up here. It's probably going to be a string of letters and numbers for you. But do that in the Telegram, and you'll automatically be put into that Telegram community. It's a private community, but once you're in, you're in. And guys, I'm really trying to build something very special. In a few months here, I might switch my model. I might be going to a paid Discord. So the Telegram will probably still be open, but like it's going to be less active than the Discord. And let's just say the people that were with me from the beginning, I might have something special for them, some sort of special discounts or some sort of special fees there for them. So if you guys want to join, that's there. Also, second partner of the channel is NAMI. NAMI trading is this momentum and money flow indicator down here. You guys see that I talk about it during every stream. I'm looking at it for every trade that I take. I'm looking for confirmations to take my trades or to not take a trade. So for me, it's a very valuable tool to help me be more profitable in trading. They have partnered with my channel to give you guys a 50% off discount code. So if you're interested in purchasing NAMI, the link is in the description below. The discount code, which is Divine50, is in the description below. And I do highly recommend it. And then lastly, we do have Bybit and MEXC, both great exchanges. I've used both of them in the past. I still do use MEXC to this day, and both offering some discounts on trading fees, some futures bonuses. Bybit's offering up to $30,000 in futures bonuses, depending on how much you trade. And MEXC is offering a 10% initial deposit bonus. So if you want to sign up with either of those exchanges using my affiliate link, it's just a great way to help out the channel, a way to say thank you. And please, guys, hit the like button for this video. If you've gotten any sort of insight into the market or to altcoins from this video, please hit the like button for me. But let's go ahead and go back to, looks like I do think XRP is about to push a little bit here. And I do STRK, man. Okay, let's get back to the chat really quickly here. Let me grab this. Okay, oh, Mark Dutch, welcome in, man. It's good to see you in here. No, I said I was lurking with an L, not with a J. I don't know if, oh, lurking, jerking. Okay. Oh my gosh, Mark Dutch. Yes. Welcome in, man. Wait, wrong chat again, right? No, not the wrong chat this time. If we cross the macro POC for Bitcoin, it is likely we will take out the high at 94K. Well, the macro POC for Bitcoin, macro POC is at 96.5. That's of our large range. That's of our 2025 range. So I'm not sure if you're talking about that. But if you're talking about this smaller range in here, this POC, which we are starting to take out now, yeah, it's likely we do come up, take one more high, or yeah, it's either this range here. It's likely that we do come up one more time. Because once again, guys, I warned about this in yesterday's video. We haven't quite, as far as the total market cap goes, bouncing from the bottom of the pitchfork, oftentimes you will come up to backtest the band, and we have not backtested the band yet. So yes, it's a possibility we could come up one more time, make one more high here. And all of this could still be corrective structure, by the way, even coming up one more time. Okay, but let's go ahead. False Prophet, welcome in, man. It's good to see you here. Jiggle Godfather, welcome in as well. ASST, is that a coin that there? Let's see. If we cross the macro POC, okay, we did that. I'm seeing so many altcoins with weekly stochastics on the floor at 0. Okay, yes. You know, Crypto Clown World, I do think if we look at the altcoins against their Bitcoin pair, a lot of the altcoins against their Bitcoin pair look really, really bullish right now. And so for me, I am looking at altcoins making somewhat of a move up. But we'll have to see, you know, if Bitcoin continues to range sideways or kind of just stay within this corrective structure for a little bit longer, like say we form a little bit of a longer corrective structure in here, while this is ranging sideways here, the altcoins can really start to pop off. Chat. Quiles, welcome in, man. Quiles 1100, welcome in. And Decrypto, good to see you both in here. I was thinking it's going to fill that wick at some point. Okay, are you talking about STRK? Yes, STRK, man, you guys, if you guys want to look at a coin that has potential to run a little bit right now, actually we went to the Bybit USDT chart. This right here, hitting into the value area low in the daily time frame. Look at the bull divs that we're seeing here. I mean, this to me is fantastic. Lower lows here, higher lows here, money flow coming up. Same thing on NAMI. We have bull divs on NAMI on the money flow, crossing into the green right now. Local bull divs confirmed on NAMI, bouncing from your daily and your value area low. I think we can at least come up to take out these highs into your point of control in your golden pocket. So yeah, I mean, and that's a good scalp to day trade, this might take a few days to play out. It might even take a couple weeks to play out, but stop loss below the low here, even coming up to that golden pocket, that's a nice trade there. If you entered right now, that's a nice trade. That could be your TP1. You could be leaving it a little bit higher for the naked monthly point of control at the top of the channel. TP2 there. And then, of course, this thing might start to really break out. This was a pretty steep. Look at this really steep. Actually, let's pull this more professionally here. We'll pull this. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so we're bouncing from the midline of this very steep channel too. Very steep parallel channel. I would watch the top of that at 1136. 1136 to like 1140. Either way, this thing does look like it can run a little bit. Now, that's in the scenario that Bitcoin doesn't just nuke right now. Because if Bitcoin nukes right now, we are going to probably nuke on this thing as well. The overall trend on this thing on the weekly time frame is very bearish, or even, zooming out to the 3-day, very bearish trend, but we are finally starting to find a base. Look at this sideways correction here, finally starting to find a base here. So to me, that's pretty nice. Now, I still do think we can come down to this golden pocket. After our local bull divs play out that we're seeing right now, we might come down, and then that could also be more regional bull divs here. So we'll see. But look at even the 3-day. Look at how nice this looks on the 3-day here. Money flow about to cross into the green here. Multiple drives of bull div on NAMI. Man, this thing looks like it could push. Okay, where to sell BTC now? Like if you're talking about a bigger rally, well, first off, we still are in this process of this backtest, this bearish backtest of our Fibonacci channel. And depending on what happens here, this might at like 95 to 96K could be the area where we do reject and drop into the 70s, to the mid to low 70s, depending on what happens here. So it depends on your time frame of selling, or if you think we're going into a bear market, 96 to 95K, this could be a bearish backtest. You lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. All of this could be a lower high in here, even coming up to the POC before seeing a lower low here, and then another lower high and a lower low, because we're looking at our Elliott impulse to the downside is still the highest probability. Until our golden pocket of 97,184 gets hit, until this golden pocket gets hit, the bearish scenario is still more likely. The impulse to continue down is still more likely. Now, if we are going to see this impulsive structure be finished, this bigger move down, like say we do come up and hit this golden pocket, this entire structure has to be labeled as complete then, and we could be seeing some sort of sideways range form here between, you can see that's where this kind of curve, this last curve down starts. And this could be a sort of flat sideways range in here that is going to be developing over the next couple months, sort of an accumulation range of sorts. Now, if that's accumulation, we would still need one more lower low overall in a tap 2, because whether it's model 1 or model 2 accumulation, you're going to either see a tap 1, a tap 2, a tap 3 here to have your accumulation that plays out. That would take some time, maybe until even until March, that could go all the way, or maybe the end of January. But tap 1, tap 2, tap 3 here, if this was invalidated. So far this hasn't been invalidated. And if it's going to be a model 1 accumulation, then this could be tap 1. You might reject from this area. Tap 2 here, reject from a lower high, tap 3, and you have your 3 taps, kind of that descending channel that forms as a model 1 accumulation in there. So we'll be paying attention to all of this, guys. We do 3 live streams a week. We do videos 2 days a week. We'll be paying attention to all this, seeing how this develops over the next time, next months or so. But knowing that Bitcoin has monthly bear divs, weekly bear divs, and even daily bear divs towards the top here, the higher time frames are suggesting that we could continue the downtrend with bounces along the way, obviously, multi-$1,000 bounces. Okay, but I can't tell you where to sell, man. First of all, I'm not a financial advisor. I just let you guys know the levels that I'm interested in and the levels I'm interested in taking trades at, but I can't give you that financial advice as where to sell. If we break above this golden pocket, then it's highly likely we push up to our 50-week moving average. Now, historically, let me just say this for you. Historically, the 50-week moving average, is this my index chart? No, that's MEXC index chart. Okay, historically, our 50-week moving average has been, once you lose it, so let me go out to the weekly. You can see this 50-week moving average here. So earlier in the bull market, you come down to it. Yes, it was front run a little bit, but we, kind of bounce from this area. We make the big wave 3. We bounce in our 2024 range lows from it, our corrective range lows. And then at the beginning of, or the middle of 2025, in here, April, we bounce from it again. This is our first time in this bull market that we're losing that 50-week moving average. And once you lose it, you can see in this, the start of the last bear market, we lost it, came up for a bearish back test, we rejected, and that's when the real bear market continued here, the real aggressive bear market. So now we're losing it. If we come up to that area and reject, you might see something very similar, right? So that could be an area to sell as well. That 50-week moving average is coming in right around 102K. Just something to consider. If we're pushing up there, like on the daily time frame, let's say on the daily time frame or the 2-day time frame, stuff like that. If we're pushing up there, making bearish divergences as we're coming up into this area on daily time frame or higher, I would be looking at the rejection. So we'll have to see how that plays out. We can also pay attention to that on this channel. The next thing I want to talk about real quick here on this Bitcoin chart is our big channel. So this channel is a very important cycle channel, pulled from your 65K highs to your 69K highs to your bear market lows. You can see this channel has been respected. We broke above the midline, flipped the midline to support, chopped around in around our golden pocket in 0.5. If this was a fib channel, that's where that would be. And then we pushed up to the top. Now, at the top, the first time we hit into the top of the channel, we had a distribution range at the top of the channel. These high time frame things, you're not going to hit into it once and then reject. You're going to form distribution ranges where big money can get out. So at the beginning of the year, distribution at the top of the channel broke down. Once again, we held our 50-week moving average. We try to break above it this time. Now, this is important, guys. First time we broke above it, back tested, held, and now we pushed up. Remember, this was another distribution range in here. And now we're distributing back inside the channel. We even back tested the channel and we're dropping to make new lows. So seeing a sort of weekly failed auction with a distribution right here above this channel and falling back inside of it, bad news. Bad news, meaning bear market could be here. We'll see. Now I do think that 50K is going to be the bottom of the bull bear. If we do go into a bear market, I think 50K is where I'm going to be looking for a bottom. That doesn't mean that it's, we could even drop to 34K. Highly unlikely in my opinion, but that's a technical level. But that's, yeah. So, all that to say, I can't tell you where to sell. Can we take a peek at Chainlink? Yes, Time Attack. We will absolutely take a peek at Chainlink here. So once again, and let me clean up this chart here, but once again, Chainlink is still just fussing around our macro point of control and our macro value area. Pitchfork. Let me turn off some of these levels. So you can see up here is well, first of all, we have this small range on like the 1 hour time frame that's been developing since Wednesday. Last Wednesday. So a little bit over a week now, 8 days now. But on the higher time frames, we've lost our pitchfork. our pitchfork has held us at the bottom of this major low, at the bottom of this major low. It held us. This is also our 2-year long range value area low. You can see this range goes back to November of 2023. So it's over 2 years, 2 years and 1 month, right? We lost the point of control of our 2-year long range and the pitchfork. We did come down to the value area low, even though we did front run it very slightly, and pay attention to that. That's important. If we pull this back here, you can see that the value area low is at 11.5 exactly where we front ran it. 11.5, 1150. We front ran the value area low, but we did bounce from a support level down here. And now we're pushing up to back test. Just like Bitcoin is seeing a high time frame back test of its fib channel, Chainlink is seeing a high time bearish back test of the pitchfork and the point of control. If we reject in this area, we are forming a range over the last 8 days at the top here. If we reject, I expect us to come and make new lows and at least hit into 1150, potentially coming down to $10 where I will be buying a lot. If we can get back above this, then yeah, I think we're going to move up quite aggressively and potentially even take out the highs around 1765, where you can see some anchored VWAPs are up there. Your 50-week moving average is also up there, but let me turn that off. Now, this is a little bit bearish to me that we tried to wick into it once. We wicked above it and hit into our golden pocket and closed the 2-day candle below. We made another attempt on Tuesday, wicked, took out the liquidity from the wick of the first test and closed below. So we keep attempting to break above it and find reacceptance, not only above the point of control, but it back inside of our pitchfork. And we keep rejecting locally here, just like Bitcoin keeps rejecting locally from its Fibonacci channel. So this to me is a little bit bearish that you see this golden pocket is really holding us here. We keep rejecting, and at least today we're back underneath the point of control and the pitchfork. Let me check this naked weekly point of control to see if this is still fresh. Oops. Guess it would help to change it to naked weekly. Okay, it's been hit. It was hit on Tuesday. So I will get rid of this. But I do want to turn on those naked dailies because we confirmed a naked daily yesterday, right around the point of control. I want to throw that on the chart. And we're going to look at our golden pocket. And I'm going to take it from yesterday's high first. Okay, golden pocket's above there and that high. Yeah, and let me make sure that's not long. Yep, okay. So here's the thing. We do have around our 0.5 Fibonacci. That is going to be where our, naked daily point of control and point of control are. That is going to be a resistance for us. And you can also see it's an SR flip level. Look at acting as support in this little range. Then it was acting as resistance in this little range. Then it was acting kind of as support in this little range. So we have our 3 little ranges in here. We broke it down. Now we could be forming a lower range like this where we, do something like this before breaking down. But this area for me around 14.2 is going to be important because we still could say this is a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Your wave 4 can come up. Actually, we don't. No, never mind, because we have overlap between the lows here and the highs here. We already have tapped that. Let me make sure. Yeah, we haven't quite. Yeah, we have overlap already. So now we have to invalidate that as this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what we could say in an even more bearish scenario is a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 1. Now this, we could come up to the 0.5 in a wave 2 before seeing a bigger breakdown, or you could even come up to the golden pocket in a wave 2 before seeing a bigger breakdown. And you get that that's less likely to be an expanding wedge there. But Chainlink is pushing up very nicely right now. A lot of the altcoins look like they want to push up locally. STRK, XRP, some of these altcoins. So what I would say is pay attention to this golden pocket here. I believe, is there a daily level there as well? Yes, there's your daily level there as well. Let me make sure if that's... You have a fresh daily level there as well at 14.4. So I would say for me, the two levels above us, we're looking at your naked daily point of control. And then really this golden pocket is the main level I would want to watch out for. And the reason why is because it's also a back test of the pitchfork. It could be a third back test of that pitchfork in general before. So you have your, why is that purple there? Daily level, golden pocket, pitchfork retest. And yeah, you know, very locally, because we did take out these highs with this high here. Okay. Now we could be seeing very locally a bottoming pattern here, kind of that inverse head and shoulders, if this thing is going to break up here and break back in. Because if we start to close, I would say a weekly candle back above this pitchfork and back above the point of control, that's when we could start getting really bullish on Chainlink. So until we start closing that weekly candle above about 14.3 to 14.4, that is when we could get really bullish and see Chainlink push up much further. And in that scenario, man, we could even look at pushing up to our golden pocket. That would be around, let me make that log scale because that's more than a 30% dump, right around your value area high of your 2-year long range. Because here's the thing, we're bouncing from the value area low. If you reclaim this POC, you expect overall to move up to this value area high. Now, it's not going to move straight up there. We are going to see ebbs and flows, big ebbs and flows within this, you know, at resistance levels, at support levels. But if we close weekly candles above the POC, over the next couple of months, we might be able to move up to your golden pocket value area high around $20, $20.5, $20.50 or so. So that time attack is going to be very interesting. Now, let's say we do that. Let's say we close weekly candles above, reject here, come back down here, reject here, you know, and kind of make that push up into this general area, which was where your pitchfork band would be, by the way, as well. This area for me might be a swing short, where we could come down to $10, grabbing liquidity, hitting into our macro logarithmic golden pocket. So swing short here, swing long, spot buy, sell your house here. Super cycle maybe, you know. We'll see. This could take months. Remember, this is the weekly time frame. Even if we come down here, look at that's in May of 2026. That's half a year or more, you know. So we'll have to see. But locally, our first order of business is getting back above our point of control and our pitchfork around 14.3 to 14.5, I'm going to say. 14.3 to 14.5. Okay. Look at ES, bro. It's about to drop. Might drag crypto with it. Okay, we can check out the ES. Well, we didn't get this short from the golden pocket. It was also, oh, I think this was much older. This golden pocket. Because that liquidity grab was old. But it looks like we're forming this daily range up here. We're breaking above the value area high and holding it in the back test. Look at multiple back tests of it after breaking above it. So break above it, 1 back test, 2 back test, 3 back test, 4 back test. Grabbing liquidity of your local range lows today, on that drop today, grabbing all that local liquidity, and now we're pushing up. Man, actually, I think this thing is going to come take out these highs on the daily time frame. But here's the thing. Look at the bear divs that are forming here. Bear div, bear div. If we take out this high, another bear div, money flow draining out of the asset as we form these divs. If we make one more high, I would be looking for swing shorts on this thing. So let's now zoom in and look at more local price action here. And I would even say, let's hide this bigger daily range for a second. And we could look at, yeah, first of all, we're finally coming up. Actually, we already took out those highs with this high. Yeah, we have these equal highs here. Okay, so we're taking out the liquidity of yesterday's high after taking out the liquidity of these little lows down here from the past week or so. So we might drop locally here, but I would be looking for this. Overall, is this our all-time high? I think this is our all-time high on the S&P, 6950. If we come up there and take out that high with confirmed bear divs on the daily time frame, another drive of confirmed bear divs on the daily time frame, man, oh man. And also look at locally even, we're starting to form higher highs in the price action, and now we're starting to form lower highs in the momentum waves, and your money flow's draining out here. So yeah, it does look like we could be seeing some bigger dumps soon on the S&P 500. Yeah, and once again, that 886 in sideways ranges, the 886 will often reject you. Where are we at right now? Our 886. You break above and close the daily candle above this 886, I think we're coming for the highs. But we're in this sideways range. So let's see if we close the daily candle today above 6904, or really, let's say 6905. If we do, I think we're coming for the highs at 6953. Yeah, it could take a couple days to play out. But the thing is, guys, we're also chopping within the pitchfork bands. Remember, these pitchfork bands, these high time frame pitchfork bands, often will give us bounces or ranges. Excuse me. 2-day time frame on this thing. Man, we hit right into that expanded flat target down here. Remember, we were talking about this, guys, that expanded flat target at the bottom band here. But look at this upper band. Let me get rid of some of this in here. This upper band was acting as resistance earlier at the end of last year. We could not get above it, and then we saw the big drop in the January through April. We're coming up to the band again, but this time holding a support. Now very locally, the top of the band is starting to hold this support. So in the most bullish scenario, could we work our way up to the top of the pitchfork? $7,400, maybe. Or even, let's say we work up there pretty quickly. Yeah, 74.25, 74, 7,500-ish. But this is starting to look really bad. Look at money flow's been draining out. We do have confirmed bear divs already between these two highs. And if we make another high and another lower high here, and money flow starting to drain out. So be aware. Take the all-time high one more time with another drive of confirmed bear divs. I would be looking to sell some of my stock in the S&P, at least looking for, a 10, 20% pullback. Maybe not 20%, but a pullback. I mean, this thing just looks very unhealthy. I understand the S&P 500 is historically up and to the right. Up and to the right really nicely. Bear market, up and to the right very nicely. Little bear trend here. But it looks like it could be due for another, if we come up here, it could be due for another something like a drop to the midline, 6,100, 6,200. And if we come up to the top first, we could be looking for a big 3-wave corrective move before seeing continuation here. Overall, locally, I actually have to say it looks kind of bullish on like the daily range that is forming in here. It looks kind of bullish to take out the all-time highs. Now, is it going to chop in here for a couple more days? Yeah, because we just took out your local highs. Is it going to chop in here? But once again, if we pull up that volume profile, we are above the all-time or the value area high. Let me get rid of that. Where is it? We are above the value area high, and we're flipping it to support today. We're working on flipping it to support today. So because we broke above it, we're flipping it to support. Now we expect to come take out those local highs, which in this case is the all-time high. Even an SFP of the all-time high would confirm another drive of bear divs. Man, that could get bloody, bloody, bloody. All right. STRK is a Bitcoin income ETF by strategy. Okay. I believe that's correct. So you want to enter with BTCTA and in consideration. Okay. Thank you for that, baby genius. Am I going to long STRK? Well, for me, I am very tempted to. Very, very tempted to. What I want to wait for now, because I kind of missed the daily level and I missed the reclaim of the value area low. If I entered right now, I would put my stop right below that local low, and I would be targeting that golden pocket. That's still a 3.5 risk to reward ratio, almost a 3.6. So yeah, technically I could enter now with good risk reward ratio and be perfectly good. You know, let's just say POC, because that's right above the liquidity. Still over 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. So yes, it would be acceptable to enter right now. Maybe I will take a small bite on this, you know. What would be even better, because you can see we're starting to form this bottoming range here. I would think it would be really nicer to make that golden pocket higher low here, and it would give you more confirmation. You know, retest the value area low. Since we've broken above it earlier today, we have not retested it. So being patient, a little bit patient as a trader, yes, you might miss the trade if it goes straight up from here. But to have better confirmation on this thing, especially since it's a low liquidity altcoin or whatever it is, ETF, I would be waiting for, now you have your kind of left shoulder here, your head here. If we kind of do this, this would be the ultimate entry here on this thing. So we have to wait until this stops pumping. Now, if you want to take this locally, even let's first pull our golden pocket. Let me get rid of that. There we go. From the highs that we made on Tuesday to our lows that we made today, let's look at our golden pocket. This golden pocket right around that liquidity, I would probably wait till it wicks that liquidity. You could even look at, now I wouldn't short this with the bull divs we're seeing on this thing. I would not short this thing right now. Heck no. Even if I think it's going to reject from that local golden pocket, I ain't shorting this. But we could wait for something like this. A move up between the golden pocket and 786, take out this liquidity, and then you get your move down to the golden pocket. So you would pull your new golden pocket from today's lows to wherever this high is going to be, and this area in here. And I would even put golden pocket 786, because your 786 could be close to your value area low. That would be the area to look for. Now, let's just say you want to go in right now. We see confirmed bullish divergences on many time frames, confirmed money flow. We did bounce from our daily and our value area low. Go for it. You know, go for it. The risk management is there. The risk management is there. Enter right now. Stop below the low. A little bit of breathing room. Targeting even the POC and the liquidity up here. 3.37 risk to reward ratio. Just remember, you have a 6% stop loss here, so you can only use about 1/6 of your portfolio. So, you know, if you have I'm just going to make this easy for math. If you have a $6,000 portfolio, you can only use about $1,000 on the position size, a little less because it's 6.1. So make sure you're calculating your risk and your position size properly there. Okay, form a company handle, please. On BTC, maybe it will. Hi, sir, can you spare me 1 USDT on my OKX to start up? Okay, I'm not sure what you're talking about there, but OKX. Oh, wait, that's an exchange, right? OKX USDT. I think this is an exchange token. I don't personally trade on OKX or never have dealt with OKX. Yeah, this does look kind of nice as a little like rounded bottom forming here. I would think we have a sideways range. Gosh, that's horrible. Let's do this. Sideways range forming here. You can see the midlines respected, midlines respected, midlines respected. We broke above the midline. We back tested the midline. If we drop here, we might be able to come up and take out that liquidity. At the very least. So you could long the midline looking to take out these highs here. And then this range might continue. So you just got to be aware of that. Yeah. And this could even be like a 1, a 2. That bounce from your golden pocket 786 area. Yep, bounce from your 786 down there. So that is a common target for a wave 2 between the 0.5 and the 0.786, with your golden pocket being the most common. Wave 3 here. Let's see where that wave 3 could end, or a common ending target. Okay, above. Now, this is a little bit concerning. We rejected from the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extinction. That is a common target in an ABC correction. So if this is an A, B, C, this could be it, and we could be about to drop right now. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, okay. Mark, it's good to see you in here, man. It's good. Throw some extra wood in the fireplace. Heck yeah, dude. Divine, if you get a chance, could you please look at a non-crypto asset? Yes, Nat Gas USD. Yes, Mine Tapestry, absolutely. So, Nat Gas USD. Okay, I think that's it there. All right. And then David Brumbelow, welcome in, man. It's good to see you here as well. I've been lurking, slammed at work. Well, thank you for lurking, David. It's good to see you in here. Do you think ETH will top out at the same time as BTC when the latter takes out those local highs around 96K? Yeah, I mean, generally, if BTC will top out and the ETH altcoins can top out a little bit later, but you know, they follow Bitcoin. Everything follows Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts dumping from 96K, the altcoins are going to start dumping as well. I would just look at, if you're looking at when ETH is going to top out, because ETH BTC pair, ETH looks bullish. So ETH could run harder than Bitcoin, but if Bitcoin really starts to dump, then ETH is going to start to dump too. So I would look at not only ETH against the US dollar, its resistance levels, but I'd be looking at ETH against Bitcoin. If ETH against Bitcoin is at resistance and ETH against the US dollar is at resistance, take profit. And yeah, it might top out. Bitcoin daily, is the Bitcoin daily bear flag invalidated? CryptoMine64, no, it is not invalidated yet. It is not invalidated until we hit 97.184, 97,184. Okay, we have a naked daily point of control at 10.8 on STRK. We'll look at that. StarkNet, STRK, preferred stock by strategy. Okay, there are two different things, just FYI. Oh, okay. So StarkNet is different from yeah, so I wonder if that's StarkNet. False profit, I'm looking at StarkNet, I think, right? Okay, D Rambling, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate that comment. Can you give us your link to the charts? Oh, Jaffiel. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Let me, I will do that. Let me do this TA real quick on natural gas. Massey33, welcome. Mark Dutch, never KYCs. He only KYs. Only KYs. We're all that KY jelly, man. I'm just trying to get caught up in the chat really quickly, guys. And then, okay. Let me tell you, this is the first time I'm watching your live stream. I have learned more in this session than I have in any other streams. You are very good at explaining things. Well, Daniel Jesus 8453. First of all, thank you for that kind comment. And I'm really happy that you're learning something, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the community. If you do want to join the Telegram, you can. It's free. All you have to do is sign up with Bitefi using the affiliate link in the description and deposit $100. And you can ask me questions in there as well, in the general chat. Just make sure you tag me. But that $100 is your money to trade with, so it's free for you. You're just using the exchange, and it's a win-win for all of us because you guys get 20% discounts on trading fees. You guys can get a 50% deposit bonus and access to the Telegram where you can ask me questions and see my thoughts on the market. And all I get from it, I don't get anything. I just earn a percentage of the trading fees that you already were going to give to Bitefi anyways. So for me, it's a win-win where everyone wins. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go through this really quickly, guys. I know Bitcoin is reclaiming those lows. I know that it's continuing to push here. Man, the weekly time frame. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we have a bit of a range that goes on this thing. Gosh, for like 10 years, I would say. Let's pull it from here. We kind of have this sideways range on this asset here. You can see this kind of sideways range. Okay. More locally, from 2022, we obviously had our bear market that went through, all the way until April of 2024. This does look like an impulse down, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. And even within this 5, you can see this is maybe a flat 2, 3, 4, 5, because that did take out the lows down here. After that, we're pushing up. I mean, this does actually look like it could be a 5 as well. We're taking out some weekly highs right now, and then we're dumping. So that is bad to see. You're taking out weekly highs. This could have been an ended impulse as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just double check some things here. Did we hit our golden pocket here? Golden pocket 786. So yeah, we bounced from your 786 on that lower wave, potential wave 2 there. And then we can check to see if we hit the 1.618 trend-based Fibonacci extinction here. Let's go to the 1.618. That's a common target for a third wave. So we didn't quite make it up there. I want to check now the wave 4 targets between the 382 and the 0.5. Okay. And we probably should be using log scale on this because we are on log and this is high time frame. So either way, did we hit the 618? Yes, we did. Okay, so that invalidates that as an impulse. This can't be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So scrap all that. That's not an impulse. So that makes that more likely that this was a corrective move. We dumped down and we're maybe seeing a flat correction in here. So all of this could be part of a flat. We just took out the highs. Now we could be coming to take out the lows here, okay, of this corrective move. What I want to do is focus on that flat corrective area now so we can pull our volume profile of this kind of sideways range that we've been seeing. We're at the point of control, but we took the liquidity and we're back inside the volume profile. So that makes it a high probability we could, if we don't bounce where we're at coming to right now, we could at least come down to value area low. Let's mark out, and really all green candles here. This thing moves kind of in multiple greens, multiple reds. Kind of very trendy. Yeah, I like this in terms of a local support for the day. You do have the liquidity grab of your last daily level, daily low, and you also had a daily level in here into your point of control. Coming just a itty bit lower would be nice. Oops, to take out that. Actually, we did 407. Yeah, so you took out your nice liquidity. Okay, by taking out that little low. Now, we've also broken market structure bearishly. First time in a while on the daily. Higher high, higher low, 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 higher high. This is your first bearish break in market structure by taking out this high, this low here, excuse me. So now this could bounce from here. This is a nice level to bounce from on like an intraday level time frame. Yesterday or 2 days ago, we fell back inside the volume profile. We bearishly back tested it yesterday and confirmed the rejection. And today we got a harsh bearish engulfing candle. So that means this downtrend could really just be getting started. Tomorrow, we might reclaim some of this to fill in some of the fair value gap that was created today before losing this thing and starting to dump. What I would be looking at is let's pull our golden pocket from the lows to the highs. Let's look at this golden pocket here. And all right, that's pretty much 100% move. I'm going to put this on log scale. Yeah, that golden pocket around the value area low is very nice. You also have some consolidation of a little mini, like this bottoming area here, little bottom range in here. So I want to pull that volume profile, and we're going to look at important volume of this lower range before this big breakout impulse happened. And look at where your point of control is. Your prior highs are also there. You have some consolidation here. So there's probably going to be a naked daily point of control in there. Let's go check to see if there's a naked daily point of control in there. Remember, volume levels and liquidity levels are the most important. Sure enough, you have a naked daily point of control in there from this little consolidation here. So I am starting to see some very nice confluence here for support levels. First and foremost, the naked daily point of control golden pocket at 337, looking very good, and your range point of control. Right now, we do have some naked dailies below us. I like this naked daily because it's close to our value area high, so I want to mark that out. And then let's look at our naked weeklies real quick. Okay. This naked weekly. I mean, this level right here, because we had a naked weekly there that we saw a little bit of consolidation, and now it's a new naked weekly, it is an important volume level there. And then, of course, a fresh naked weekly down where our value area low is. So this general area of support is the nicest area. Let me, okay. So you can see we have our golden pocket, a naked daily point of control, a value area low, and a naked weekly point of control, your range point of control, all in this general area. And I wouldn't be focusing so much on the 618 of it. I'd be focusing on the 0.65 to the value area low. That right there is a nice big area to potentially buy some spot on this thing. If the uptrend is going to continue overall, which it does look like a nice uptrend continuing overall. So what is that? Between like 336 and 330-ish. With that 337 being a nice 0.65. Yeah, so 337, sorry, to 330-ish. Now, in the meantime, before we get down there, first, we probably are going to see some reaction from this liquidity grab into your point of control. Remember, it is a point of control. We had a very harsh drop today from this thing. So we're probably going to recover some of those fair value gaps that were created. These fair value gaps in here. Money flow looks like garbage here. No bull divs here. Money flow looks like garbage. No bull divs here. Okay, 2 hours not looking too good for a bounce, actually. Let's see. 4 hour. No bull divs. No bull divs. Money flow's draining. Money flow is kind of starting to come up. There's at least probably going to be a little bit of consolidation, even if it's just a little bounce here to the VWAP to kind of fill in this fair value gap. I can show you guys if we turn on our fair value gap tool, you're going to have a fair value gap in there. You can see this fair value gap might get filled before we continue breaking this thing down. But with our bearish engulfing candle on the daily, if we close, which I think we're about to close this thing right now, or we already have, I would expect continuation overall to the downside. Yeah, I mean, NAMI did confirm the bear divs, and your money flow is draining out now. Look at about to cross over into the red here. So you had bear divs, higher highs here, lower highs here, money flow draining out as this is bear div is confirming here. like I said, it's probable we see at least some sort of consolidation or a small bounce within this area. And it could even be a bounce to backtest your value area high. If we reject from that value area high, I expect us to lose that and come down much further. Real quickly, we'll pull our Fibonacci from, let's go to the daily real quick. And I want to look at our last daily low. So this low here was kind of important. You can see it was our bigger range point of control area and that consolidation was in there. So I want to pull a Fibonacci from that daily low to our highs. Yeah, and this golden pocket in here is going to be important because you have a naked weekly point of control there. So I would say this is some level of support. Now, here's the thing. You lose this point of control here. What's probably going to happen is you're going to, chop around here. You might get a small move up. You're probably going to come down here, see a small bounce from this area, back test that point of control. If you reject on this back test, you're going to continue the downtrend. And then you're going to work your way down to the naked daily point of control and value area high. That's your next little support level. Value area high, naked daily point of control. You might do something like this now. Bounce from this, create a lower high at your golden pocket, pull from this high to this low, which would also be this back test, and then continue down to your real support level. This here is where you could end this bear trend and then start to end moving up here. So I don't know. I think you're probably looking at buying this on spot. This 337 to 330 looks pretty good for me to buy on spot. And you want to see bull dips coming into this support overall. So bounce, lower high, bounce, lower high. As you're coming down here, you want to see bull dips forming between these lows, and you want to see something like this. Higher lows on the momentum waves, lower lows on the price action coming into your macro support level, your big one. That would give me some nice confidence to look for a little range to form, and then this thing might break up here. Okay, let's look at, and we can check this out. Remind me in Mind Tapestry, remind me throughout the streams, throughout the weeks, and we can continue to look at this for you. Okay, let's check Bitcoin really quickly. I want to see what Bitcoin's up to. Yeah, it's pushing, man. All right, very nice break above. Very nice break above your prior lows. Very nice break above, and we're starting to impulse here. Look at this. Fresh long stepping in. No, actually not too many. It's more of a short squeeze, actually, guys, because look at right here. We started seeing shorts come into the market, fresh shorts. Look at your open interest is increasing. Remember, open interest is the amount of positions opening or closing. So if this is increasing, that means new positions are opening. We know those positions are short positions because our CVD is dropping here. So we saw new shorts coming in at the top. Well, they failed to drop the price, and now we're squeezing again. And that's why you're starting to drop in your open interest. And then very, very locally, these last few candles, it's new longs coming in. Look at longs, open interest increasing. So new longs coming in at the very end. Man, Bitcoin's really pushing here. Yeah, let's see. Let's pull our golden pocket again. Okay, we're breaking above our golden pocket with some nice... Geez, yes, I think we're going to come for the highs, guys, because unless we reject right now from our 786, we're going to come for the highs. I'm going to pull out a little bit of profit out of my short. Okay, boom. All right, there we go. Okay, let me, Perma Bulls already forgot that the bull market support band is lost. Gauze channel is sucking price down. Red team just wait, final reject, 97. Yep, so let's see that, man. Tiki Taku, welcome in too. Market getting some nice move up here. Yes, I do think the market looks like it's going to move up a little bit, guys. XRP versus Chainlink, but has a poster of the Garling house above his bed. He's not telling us about Freudian slips on XRP versus Chainlink. You know what? I like both of them. I like XRP and I like Chainlink, guys. As far as not necessarily the projects themselves, I do like the utility of both of them, and I do think they're bullish because the big boys support both of them. So as a trader, I think they're good for making money. Now XRP is, who knows if the New World Order supports them or not. I'm here to scrape money from the market each day, and if I can do that with either of those coins, I will. Hi, high-pitched feedback on your mic. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Brent Adams. You guys, are you hearing feedback on the mic as well? I turned it up a little bit because people said that it was too quiet, but I also don't want to be peaking on it. SFP at the high and SP could be possible. Yes, I do too. I think so too, Sergio. I think we're going to take out the all-time highs. Bitcoin's pumping. Yep, Bitcoin is getting some rejection from the golden pocket on 15. Well, right now we're pushing, man, and we're pushing. We did confirm the bull dips into our support level. Guys, I talked about this yesterday, by the way. This support level here, we got the SFP from earlier today right into our support level. Now we're pushing up here. To me, it's the highest likelihood. Let's see where total market cap is. Yeah, I think we might keep pushing up here, guys. I think we're going to keep pushing up on, because altcoins are bullish right now too. I think we're going to keep pushing up until we get up to like 3.24-ish or so. Maybe even this golden pocket up here. But that means Bitcoin could take out its local highs. And then we would have to look at this now as a three-wave corrective move. Because this was a three-wave corrective move, it's higher probability we come take out these highs. Unless that 886 sideways range. Always remember this. Sideways range we're in right now. Let's pull our 886 because that's your if you're a bear, that's kind of your last hope of a rejection. And 886s do reject you a lot in sideways ranges in particular. Let me make that yellow for you guys. Let's get rid of this 786 real quick. $94,000. Let's see, on BTC. Yeah, let's check that out there. Okay, BTC is done pumping. Okay, sorry guys, I need to catch up. 786, my old friend. Yeah, 786 is currently rejecting us. Let's look at our order flow here. Let me get rid of some of this. No bearish CVD divergences though. If we take out the highs from yesterday, we could make some bearish CVD divergences, because on bearish CVD divergences, you're making higher highs in the price action. You're making lower highs in the CVD, and you want your open interest to be increasing here. So, gosh, an SFP of both of these would be nice. Let's just see if it plays out. Okay. Trad markets have closed 30 minutes ago. Okay, yes, thank you, Time Attack. I'm all messed up in time. Actually, I've been streaming for almost 2 hours and 40 minutes now. Dang, Dr. X, that sucks. You had a nice entry, but you got stopped out and then it starts pumping. You know, I think we all have. Okay, Baby Genius, your mic is always good. Audio is always good. I don't know what people are saying. Okay, well, thank you. When I go back and listen to it, it sounds good as well. So maybe it's something with YouTube. I have no idea, guys, because some people say it's always been perfect. Some people say the volume has been low. I got a new soundboard, and I even plan to get another one too. Looking at the Elgato stuff, like the Elgato stuff looks really nice. So I think I'm going to get some of the Elgato stuff. Did we ever check Turbo? Yes, we did, John Shanks. We checked Turbo. On Turbo, it was looking pretty good. Let's see. Did I use Coinbase for that? Yeah. The thing is, we could be, because of this double top here, we could be in a flat correction on Turbo. And I'm actually still think it's probable we work our way down here. So, you know, seeing this bigger flat correction in here to take out these lows into your golden pocket down here would be really nice. And then you could get that push up here. But also, if we look at our sideways range from after the crash on October 10th, you're at your value area low right now. So you might get a bit of a push up from this area, but I would still look at making a lower high overall. You see how this is low liquidity. So you get these big spikes up. We might be able to get a big spike up here from this value area low. Keep rejecting from value area high. You might even be able to, let's pull our Fibonacci from our last big high to our low that we just made. Golden pocket. No, I think that's well, your golden pocket is nice because you do have this liquidity and this liquidity sitting right there. But I would watch that POC. You fell below the POC. Look at you fell below the POC, back tested it, rejected, back tested it, rejected again. So now we're down at value area low. If this holds, we have a high probability of at least now coming up for a higher time frame back test of this POC before coming down here. But overall, I do think this is going to be a bigger, it could be a bigger complex flat correction where we do come down. This area here, though, is nice, man. 001759-ish. And once again, that could be like your bigger left shoulder head. And then if we come down here, right shoulder area, bigger rounding bottom in here for turbo. But the 15-minute does look decent because we're holding the value area low and starting to break this little range, little intraday range. Look at this. Money flow coming up here. So it does look like we could push up a little bit here. We're breaking above the VWAP as well. Earlier today, I talked about if we reject from the VWAP, we're going to continue down. But now we're starting to break the VWAP. So I would watch. Let's go back to the hourly. Yeah, I would pull even a Fibonacci from this guy here to the bottom. And you might even just come up here because internal liquidity into golden pocket. So it might be something like this before continuing down to overall keeping intact kind of the larger lower high, lower low, lower high, or sorry, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we could continue down. Okay, my volume is now on max and it's just enough. Okay, well, Dr. X, I don't know what's going on with this here, but yeah, yeah, not for Quickler. It's good price action today and a good stream today. So, Jesus Save 77, welcome in so much and much love to you, blessings to you. Thank you for being here. Okay, Z2, please, if possible. Yep, ZEC, you mean? Okay, so I know for Solana, you showed the higher time frame ideas, but did you talk about possible scalp trades locally? Yeah. And Joffiel, let me get that chart link. Do you guys remember how to post chart links? Let me know in the chat and I'll post it right now. Can we focus more on BTC? Yeah. Solana, I was looking at 127.5, this naked weekly point of control, naked daily point of control, and point of control. And the liquidity grab below it, but we're starting to push up nicely. We're actually pushing up into our local resistance right now. Naked daily point of control and a golden pocket. So this could be a small pullback, but look at guys, because this looks now more three-wave corrective, making a higher low overall. We could do this, back test the channel, pitchfork band, excuse me, at 133.7, let's say, and then continue to take out your highs, or at least continue up to this 142-ish area. But this area right here is local resistance right now. Money flow still looks really good on Market Cipher B. I want to check the 15-minute. 15-minute is creating some slight bear divs. Let me get rid of that, and then let's check the 15-minute. Yeah, we are creating bear divs into local resistance. Higher highs here, lower highs here, lower highs here. Money flow still looks pretty good, though. If we pull back from this area, I would be looking at 130. What is that? 134.75-ish is a potential scalp long opportunity. Yeah, because money flow's crossing into the green here. Nice trigger waves in here. Okay, click on the camera on top right. Copy link. Okay, actually, let me do that for Bitcoin. There you guys go. Okay, yeah, we can focus on BTC. I'm interested in BTC as well. I have to say, man, BTC is looking strong here, and I do think we are going to continue. We're not seeing bear divs on, well, NAMI seeing 12-minute bear divs, but Market Cypher's not. But money flow is always going to overpower a single drive of bear divs, and money flow looks decent here. Could we see a small pullback from the 786? Absolutely. No, I think this thing's going to keep running, guys. So let's pull that 886 again. $94K, pretty much right at $94K. Watch that 886. It's very sneaky. Do we have any other levels there? Let me check this. Do we have any naked monthlies? Okay. No, but we were. That's now old because we hit through it. Okay, we do have a fresh naked weekly kind of where we're at as well. We're busting through it and actually trying to flip it to support right now. Never mind. That's old. God, I got to do a better job at updating that. Okay, that naked daily was fresh until today, until just now at 92.5, but we're busting through it here pretty aggressively. I'm going to get rid of it. See, the thing is, sometimes I'll leave it on my chart until the end of the day, and then I'll forget to delete it. We're rejecting from a daily and the 786. Okay, so here's the thing. We do have local resistance for the day. 786 daily level right on top of each other. Now, most likely, the market closes in 2 hours or so. Most likely, this is going to be a new naked daily point of control down here at 90.2. Okay, yeah, absolutely, Massey 33 and Jofuel. 15-minute RSI for BTC has some hidden bearish divergences. Okay. If we're going to reject, because we have a daily level at the 786, it's probably stronger than our 886 above us. So if we are going to kind of in this squeeze that we're seeing right now, a little bit of a squeeze that we're seeing, it's probably going to end where we're at right now. Oh, if you want to share a live chart and not just a screenshot, you need to enable from layout. Okay, let's see. Well, Bubba Trading, is that in settings or is that? Let's see, I think the link is just a screenshot. Okay. Yeah, it does look like it's just a screenshot. This is the yearly open where it stopped. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Let me turn off our naked dailies. Yeah, here's the thing, guys. We're not even really seeing any bear divs on the 3-minute. Could we get a small pullback from here? Sure, we could. We are quite a ways away from the VWAP. And when you're this far away from the VWAP, sometimes you will pull back to VWAP, or I would say at least pull back to your local support. Let's go to the 1 hour again. And I mean, this anchored VWAP now, which was that point of control of the range, that is now going to be acting as a support level intraday. right here. And this is also value area high. Yeah, guys, we definitely are at resistance. If you're longing or if you long down here, because we're in a sideways range, I would consider at least, now I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling anyone what to do, but this is definitely our local resistance for the day here up in this area. And there is a possibility we could still keep grinding sideways in this sideways range here. So this was our 786, our daily level and our value area high of our sideways range. Now, earlier today, we bounced from a naked daily point of control and the value area low of our range. Okay. So if we do reject here, point of control and anchored VWAP might be support. We might drop to this area first before breaking the highs. Wait, it's on already. Okay, if it's on already, then shouldn't you guys get the live charts? Click that drop down arrow you just had clicked, and then there's a button to turn on sharing. Okay, yeah. Here we go, sharing. It's on already. Huh. So it's not working for live charts for you guys, huh? Just hit your TP2. Travie Trades, welcome in, man. Awesome. So did you long this support down below earlier today? Because if you did, that was a nice little trade there. Virtual. Okay, guys, ZEC and virtual. I'm going to take like a couple minutes on each of those, but I know we are interested in BTC right now and some of the altcoins. Virtual's coming up to resistance right now overall, virtual bounced from the midline. Now we did front run it just barely of our pitchfork. And we're coming up to the bearish backtest of our pitchfork band. Very similar to what we were looking for on total. This was the bottom of the pitchfork, and we were looking for a move up to backtest the band. So this definitely is an area where you could see, and if we pull the value area low of this upper range, yeah, you could come a little bit higher here. Let me pull this all the way. Nope, that totally changes it. Remember, if you're on the log chart and it's more than a 30% drop, you do need to change that to based off log scale, your Fibonacci. And this is more than a 30% drop. What is that? A 59% drop. So you're going to take that Fibonacci from the high to the low, go into settings and click based off log scale. This golden pocket around this POC is going to be important. And if we chop within this pitchfork band for a bit, you can see what might happen is we might do something like this, kind of chop in here for a bit, and then you're coming up to your golden pocket at the same time as the pitchfork band, or at the POC top of the pitchfork band, and then that's when you could get the retracement here. And it might retrace all the way to make a higher low here and kind of create a sideways range. Money flow looks very bullish on this thing, but you are potentially developing bear divs, not confirmed yet, but look at potential lower highs here, potential lower highs here, higher highs here. So I would say you're definitely at the start of your resistance right now. Be aware of that. Yeah, and the daily had some very bad bear divs here. Higher highs all through here, lower highs through all of this, and now your money flow has been draining out. So overall, you're going to be looking at that golden pocket. That golden pocket could be a major rejection. A low, lower high before now making another lower low. Just because you're very bearish, confirmed bear divs, money flow, confirmed bear divs on the chart here. Between the golden pocket and the 786. Let me get rid of this. Okay, I think you need to select copy link and then paste it. Well, that makes sense, right? Time attack. Thank you, dude. Okay, there you guys go. Gosh, TP 60%, adding more if we dip. Awesome. Yep. Yeah, guys. Bitcoin is at local resistance, but it looks pretty strong here, to be honest. Daily level, value area high 786. Okay, virtual protocol. We can look at virtual. Nothing going on, Jupiter, but can you give me your thoughts? Yeah, I can. Envision 10. Can I reject from 470 and go down from there? Wait, can it reject from 470? Oh, are you talking about ZEC? Ah. 470? Yeah, yeah, we are at resistance right now. And look at, you do have on the 12-minute at least higher highs here, lower highs here. Money flow is starting to bottom out. Actually, you still have 3 drives, higher highs, 4 drives here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, more like 3 drives here, but you do have some bear divs. I would say if you bounce right now, like, because locally we're at resistance, but on very short time frames, if you bounce right now here, then you are going to continue this up locally. We're starting to lose it. I would wait for candle closes because look at on the 12-minute, the last 2 12-minute candles, you wicked below it, but you closed above it. So I'd be waiting for candle closes below it. I'd probably be waiting for 15-minute candle closes. And I don't know why TradingView does that sometimes, but we are at this resistance here. Until you lose it, it's going to act as local intraday support because it's also your prior highs. Prior highs are there as well. So remember, in bullish structure, you're often taking prior highs and flipping them to support. So as long as we don't lose these prior highs at 460, you might keep going. You start to close 15-minute or hourly candles below these prior highs, then you're probably going to drop to your VWAP and take out these local lows right here. These local lows in here into VWAP. This could be that kind of contracting diagonal too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of that motive wave structure here. And I would say, yeah, right now we're kind of at, but if we chop in here for a bit, reject, maybe come down, and then come up to this golden pocket in some time where it's actually aligning with your golden pocket. So like, what is this? December 18th. So in a couple weeks, if we chop in here for a couple weeks and come up here in a week, I mean, 7 days or so. I wouldn't short this right now until you have confirmation. Right now, we don't have good enough confirmation. But if you're long, this would be an area. If we lose these prior highs at 460, I would consider taking some profit. All right. Virtual. We will do virtual. Just give me a second here. Click that drop down. Okay. I think I did that. I was planning on short it. Okay. Am I long here? No, not. I would not long here. On Bitcoin, you're at resistance, so you can't. It would be dumb to long this. The long was down here earlier today on the swing failure pattern into support. If you long now, your risk management is really bad because look at, say we long right now, right here. The first target is going to be the SFP of the highs, or even if you're looking at the POC at 96.5, you have to put your stop below those lows. That's your technical invalidation there. That is a really bad risk reward trade. So you wouldn't want to long right now. If anything, you would wait till a pullback to the POC, if you get that even, and you could look at longing the POC. Man, I would wait for the bounce. So I'd probably long a little bit higher and I'd put my stop below wherever that low was. And I would be targeting the highs. That's a good risk reward. And then maybe even leave some of it open for up there. But you want your risk reward ratio always to be at least 2.5 to 1, in my opinion. Awesome, Joffiel. Awesome, awesome. Chicken Salt, good morning to you and welcome in. Okay, let me check virtual really quickly, guys. We will get back to Bitcoin. I am going to have to leave soon, but we will look at Bitcoin one more time. Virtual. Let's see. What chart do I have for this? Binance, maybe? Okay, here we go. Here's our chart. Looks like it's been a while since I've looked at virtual. We were looking at, last time we were looking at it was right before the October 10th crash. So that monthly's probably wiped out unless, yeah, it's been wiped out. Here's the thing on virtual. We have kind of this sideways range in here. You're below the value area low, and you can see, first of all, we rejected after the crash. We pushed up to value area high. We rejected value area high. We've now lost the range. We're back testing the value area low, and we're dumping here. I would look at personally coming down to take out these higher lows in here, this little consolidation in here, this liquidity, to buy some. Let's pull our golden pocket from those crash lows to our bounce highs, and let's look at our golden pocket, and let's look at it on log scale. Yeah, we haven't come down to it yet. Naked points of control. Let's check those out. Okay, yeah, and we do have a naked point of control, naked weekly, just below us. I would at least be looking to come down to that area. Pretty much 77 cents. At 77 cents, you have a naked weekly. Man, you have a lot of naked dailies above you. And I want to check our 0.5 Fibonacci. Yeah, even that, I mean, because you're going to have a little range point of control in here. With that naked weekly point of control and range point of control, I would say you might see a small bounce from this general area. But I would still look at, if you bounce from this area, probably another higher time frame back test of your value area low. Kind of creating this chop, higher time frame back test. If you reject here after taking this liquidity, then you're going to come down to your golden pocket and sweep all this. Okay, but low time frame. Yeah, you are creating some nice bull divs here. Lower lows and all this, higher lows here. You did just take out your liquidity today. Man, it would be a shame if we moved up right now before hitting this naked weekly point of control. But you did take out your liquidity with bull divs, and that is a valid liquidity grab there. It would be nicer to still continue down in this downtrend. Yeah, and this does look, man, because you can see a 1, your 2 is often a 3-way correction, so that's a 2. That's probably right up into your golden pocket, or 786. All of this could be a 3, 4, 5. Now we could be looking at some sort of correction. Or all of this could be a 3, and this is a 4, and that's a 5 there. But your 5 might not be done. Either way, I would be looking for some longs soon on this thing, even if it's to make a lower high before making a lower low. I would look at pulling the range on this thing of this kind of sideways price, all the price action below your macro value area low. Yeah, you took liquidity, and now you're above the point of control of this range. It's likely we at least work our way up to this value area high at 93.44, taking this internal liquidity. Taking out this internal liquidity at 92.15 into your value area high of your local range, your local sideways range. And if we pull up Fibonacci from the highs of this sideways range to the lows of the range that we just made, and we look at our golden pocket, you might, I would say this golden pocket, you're going to probably push up here to grab liquidity and either reject here, or you're going to push up a little bit higher, reject here, but close like a 4-hourly candle at or above or at or below the value area high, and then you could see a dump continue. Create another drive of bull divs. Overall, keeping the higher, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. We can actually pull a descending channel here. It's a good idea. Looking at this kind of, looking at this move getting exhausted. This push down is now starting to get a little bit exhausted. Yeah, midline's respected well on this low. Let me check the other low. Which one is better? That one is better. Okay, so that's the channel. You're coming up to the midline right now. Golden pockets at the top of the channel. And remember, if we do come up there, that's around your value area high. We've had our big aggressive dump, and now the selling exhaustion, the sellers are getting exhausted here. We're starting to find a bottom. But look at where the bottom of your channel is. So if we do something like this, break above, grab liquidity into golden pocket, then work our way down to the bottom of the channel. So I'd be looking at golden pocket value area high, and I would be looking at naked weekly point of control, 0.5, bottom of the channel. If you reject right now from this midline, you might just come down first. Okay. Yeah, please, guys, hit the likes for me. If you got anything out of the live stream today, please hit the likes for me. Let me definitely bad spots along. Yeah, Crypto Clown Lord, definitely bad spots along. I agree. Shoot, I hardly do a 3-to-1 trade. Got to be a good setup. Yeah, Travie trades. The thing is, especially in scalps, like a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1, unless you're a really good sniper, like 2.5-to-1 is not that bad as long as you're more confident in the trade. So sometimes I'll wait for a less RR, like instead of knife catching and getting like a 6 RR or 7 RR, I'll wait for like the higher low to be put in, and then I'll get a less RR, but I'm not trying to snipe the lows, you know, and catch a knife. So sometimes I'm more conservative than you are, I guess. But if it works for you, man, you know, do it. Yeah, I do weightlifting, Jaffiel, 4 days a week. Weightlifting is mostly it, and not running for sure. Definitely not running. I don't like to run. Giggle could break out here has been oh yeah, Giggle. Okay. Let's check Giggle USD. Man, this thing, okay, wait. So we looked at this in the past. We had a past descending channel here that is broken. This was kind of our support level, but we broke below. We tried to bounce from it. Well, we did get a nice scalp at least, and then we lost it. So now we can get rid of that. Yeah, we're breaking below a naked daily point of control on a weekly level. Is that your last weekly? Yeah. I mean, this thing to me, it was in a downtrend for most of its life. It got, 2 weeks of a push up. It was probably some like ad campaign or something, and then multiple days of dropping again. I would just be careful with this. It's a newer coin. you are losing the golden pocket, which was right where that last, nice push was. Oops. Or nice little base was. So we're losing our golden pocket base. 786 is the next level down below. I mean, that at 669, pretty much 68.98. That's really all that there is here, man. Like, and you could pull a channel. So let me get rid of this weekly. Let me get rid of this naked daily. And let's change this to 786 only. I would be looking at this descending channel here. Yeah, and man, I don't know, dude. This thing 786. Wait, I'm looking at the bull divs for on the 1 hour for Giggle. Yeah, we might be able to make some short-term moves up. Those are nice bull divs there, for sure. But where are we bouncing from? Like, we're front running the 786. You do have some bull divs. Money flow is starting to come up here. Money flow on NAMI is really good, and bull divs and hidden bull divs even. What I would say is it's likely that you do continue this overall downtrend until you at least hit the 786. But you might make a small move up here to backtest the channel before, and that would give you even better bull divs. This was a nice aggressive drop. So what we can do is we can come in and look at after that drop happened. Let's go to the 30-minute. After that drop happened, it does look like we're kind of forming another descending channel trend in here. Very nice. Okay, yeah, and either way, so let me hide this one. Delete that one, I mean. You're kind of rejecting from the midline. This is very local price action, but if you can't get back above this midline, I think you're going to continue dropping to the 786. But at like $67, that 786 at the 67, you might, with the bull divs that are forming, you might see a nice little push up from there. Because, yeah, you do have some nice 30-minute bull divs, too. Money flow starting to come up. Bull divs, money flow, bull divs. Maybe there was a naked weekly point of control there, or a naked daily. Well, we can't check dailies, but let's check weeklies. Doesn't go back that far. Man, this level is the nice level here. It's a daily level and a naked weekly point of control. At $59, $59.76 to $59.34. That is where I would look for potentially a swing long. And I'm not saying to make new highs or anything like that, but this thing is very pumpy and very, see, so look at the pumps here. Nice quick pump here, nice quick pump here, nice quick pump here. And then you get kind of grindy and down, quick pump, grinding down. So if we do come down, bounce from here, reject here, come down to the bottom of this, you could get a nice little pump from that. Even if it's just a, 20, 30% pump before continuing the overall downtrend. Yeah, guys, I do have to get going soon. Kiddo's coming home, so I want to, be there and talk, everything like that. Altcoins are trash, bro. Yeah, Bitcoin is king, for sure. Bitcoin's king, but Bitcoin is just still at resistance, guys. There's nothing right now. We're at resistance, and we're kind of rejecting here. So there's not much to talk about. We did bounce from our nice support level this morning. We've now come up to our 786, our daily level, and our value area high. So this, if we are going to stall, this is where it's going to happen. So just watch this. I mean, if a little range forms here, and then we start to break that range to the downside, I mean, it's likely we're going to drop to the POC to test the POC or even the VWAP. If you break above it, I guarantee you're going to take out these highs. Not guarantee. There's no guarantees in trading. Very high probability we're going to take out those highs. Very high. And look at what would it be again, guys, if we break through this and back test it and come up here, take out the highs into another tap of the fib channel. Oh gosh. You know, forming a sideways range. Let's see. Until we close the daily above this thing, guys, I have to remain more bearish on more macro time frames. I understand when we see a pump like this, everyone gets super bullish. When we see a pump like this the other day, everyone gets super bullish. We just have to have more high time frame confirmation. Okay, we should do poll if BTC rejects the yeah, if BTC rejects the fib channel again, right? We may be coming to a failed fourth attempt. Yes, you're right. We may be coming to a failed fourth attempt on the SFP of the highs. I would really be looking at that SFP. If we SFP it, I'm telling you guys right now, if we SFP this again, I will be short from it. You took the short at 93K. Well, that was good. 93K was the value area high, or around 93K. So now if you're short there, you're going to want to put your stop above those highs, you know, above our local highs that we just made. And then you would be targeting, my first TP would be the point of control and the anchored VWAP. So that is still a 3.5 risk to reward ratio, or if you're at 93, I'm assuming it's not exactly 93, but that's a decent scalp short trade. Good risk management there. Yes, I would say so. And then you could even leave some of it to run. I would probably take out 50% at this POC and value anchored VWAP at 91.4-ish. And then I would leave some open. And I would leave some open to come all the way down here, because we've already taken out liquidity here. We've already hit into the support here, value area low. If we come down again, well, actually, you could continue the sideways range. You could continue this sideways range. So maybe another small TP in this area, 25% more. Or coming down to take the liquidity of those lows, another 25%. Yep, okay. Money flow looks like she may have one more push left. Yes, I think so too. I mean, it looks pretty good. You know, money flow looks pretty good. We did have the bull divs. We're crossing into the green on money flow. Bull divs crossing into the green on money flow. Right now we are seeing a red dot here, and we are currently rejecting. So just, guys, we're at resistance, and resistance is resistance for a reason. Don't get greedy and think every trade is going to be the one that breaks you up to new, you know, to double your portfolio. This was a scalp trade opportunity this morning. Value area low. We're coming up to value area high that also has other confluence here. So take at least some profit, lock in some. Guess what? If it drops to POC, you can re-add whatever you took out, compound your trade. It will probably move your average up to in this area, but you're looking to take these highs next time, so you'll have another TP. And then say we take those highs and then we drop down and lose it all, you're still going to make more if you compound it when it comes down here and take some profit on the first initial resistance up here. So as a trader, you got to be psychologically willing to take profit and not get too greedy. It's about scraping a little bit from the market each day. Yeah, another tap on the channel, and she's done for. Travie trades, if we get another rejection from the swing failure pattern up here, yeah, I really think it's going to look bearish, man. Really badly. That might be tomorrow. Might be overnight tonight. Who knows? Anyways, guys, I do got to get going. I will be live tomorrow again, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, if you want to join the Telegram, click the link in the description, Bitefi link in the description. Join with my affiliate link, deposit $100. Once you've done that, you can click the Telegram link, type in /verify in your user ID, and then you can get into the Telegram. Oh, also, tomorrow I'll announce the winners of the trading competition, and we do have a new trading competition from Bitefi. I will get that to you guys tomorrow. Like they're giving away a $10,000 computer setup, some other really, really cool stuff going on. So if you guys are interested in another competition to sign up for, I will talk about that in tomorrow's live stream. Actually, let me see here. Let me. Give me 1 second here, guys. I completely forgot about that today. Okay. Here, let me see if I can. Get this, and let's go to pictures. Where is it? No, that's not the one. Okay. Here we go. Okay, guys. So we are doing a trading competition. The ultimate, if it depends on volume, of course, but if you trade over $1 million in volume, you get a chance to win a Razer V2 Pro headset. You can get a Razer gaming chair. You can get a Razer Raptor trading monitor. You can get a laptop here, or you can get the whole computer setup here. Really good trading computer setup. $10,000 value. So this challenge, let me double check my, let me copy this link and I will post it in the chat here for you guys. So this is a link to sign up. If you're trading on ByteFi anyways, it's free to sign up. Why not sign up anyways? And then just, don't over trade just to get one of these prizes and ruin your guys' trading portfolio. But if you're already trading anyways and you sign up, maybe you're going to hit one of these volume numbers and be entered to win this thing. So, if I was trading anyways, I would just enter. Campaign is ready. And they're also offering some potential USDT cash prizes, guys. So I will let you guys know more about that once I hear back from them more. And then tomorrow we're going to announce the winners of the live stream, or the last trading competition. And ByteFi will automatically be putting that in your guys' accounts. So expect that. If you guys, you might already have it in your account. So if you saw some more money in your account before I announce tomorrow, some winners are not in the community, but still trade on the platform. Okay. So not everyone in this community won. That trading competition was open to other communities as well. But yeah, I'll let you guys know about that. So have a good day. I will see you tomorrow.